Started feeling magnificent, strong, black, and powerful, ready to represent for my peoples. All day, every day, check the resume. I live these words, it's not just wordplay. Time to lift and uplift with power and strength. So without hesitation, I'm shooting my gift. I do this for the love and not for the fame. By keeping it real, staying true to the game. That's why I'm always brainstorming, always in hustle mode. Always on top of my game, throwing these lyrical body blows. Back in the day, I used to write battle rhymes all the time. Now the only thing I'm battling is this messed up system that's trying to stop my people from listening to the realness. Afraid they might feel this and take off them skinny jeans, put back on the red, black, and green, and elevate themselves to be kings and queens, the natural being, and live out their purpose to the fullest extreme. This ain't hate music, it's love supreme, and we manifest the movement by any means.
For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love, for the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love.
Still come hard on these beats, cause it's hard on these streets. But if I can't rock these beats, I don't wanna rock at all. If I can't elevate my people, then I take the fall. So I ain't trying to waste your time and I ain't trying to waste mine. So every time I spit, lyrically divine. Just wanna use what the Most High gave me to keep my people like that mental slavery. I recognize the system ain't designed for us, so naturally they wanna see us self-destruct. But we rising above, changing our whole perspective. Even the peace and love movement has been resurrected. But we ain't just talking just to be talking, we show and prove through our daily moves. Taking our stand for the righteous and true. So for the young nation, elevation. And elevation without hesitation. Peace and blessings for every situation. The world is yours with hard work and dedication. This ain't hate music, it's love supreme. And we manifest the movement by any means.
For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love, for the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love.
Do it for the love and the passion and not just the fashion. Now watch the positive flow become a chain reaction. No tricks up the sleeve, no hocus pocus. All I see and just keep the sight focused. Skin is black, but there's no handicap. Still walking the path of the right and exact. Living what I'm speaking is truth that I'm seeking. Suckers creeping and sleeping, but I keep reaching for success. Elevating to my best. Shoot the gift because I'm blessed with this. I say I'm black and I'm proud, you call me prejudiced. I'm walking the straight path, learning the real math. Master blast and never last. I speak truth while others speak trash. The path I'm walking is not hypocritical. I manifest the physical, lyrical, and the spiritual. The new and improved, we show and prove to the young, the old, the new. The red, black, the green, the red, white, the blue. The brothers, the sisters, the posse, the crew. Whoever, just dropping daily Jews to keep your mind together. This ain't hate music, it's love supreme. And we manifest the movement by any means.
For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. Do it for the love. For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love, for the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. Do it for your mama. For the love. Do it for your father. For the love. Do it for your brother. That I do, yes I do it for the love. Do it for the ones you love.
Yo, 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 yo. What up, what up, what up? It's the R&G Podcast. I'm Gerald.
I'm Ron. What's good, everybody?
Today we got a special R&G Podcast. We have DJ Rev and we have Mellow LC. All right. I'm just gonna give my 2 cents about these two guys real quick because I know I know them since I was a kid. You know what I mean? They're pretty much family. So, I mean, first of all, I'm very excited about today because I was able to get in touch with DJ Rev and you know, he said that he was honored to be on the podcast, but we're honored to have them on the podcast. All right, I'm gonna put that straightforward. And the other thing is that you know, like to me, these guys are legends in Hackensack, like living legends. And when I say living legends, I'm talking about in the rap game. All right, when hip hop first originated, everybody I said this last week. Everybody thinks that everything started in the Bronx, but here in our hometowns of Hackensack, Teaneck, and Inglewood, and various other towns throughout Jersey, hip hop it was live and well. All right, so we're gonna talk a lot about the battlegrounds back in the day, um, up until now, what they think about hip hop now. Um, in my opinion, or in our opinion, sucks.
It does.
But we
With
gonna
that being said, good night, everybody.
we gonna let DJ Rev and Mellow LC have their opinions about that later on. But first of all, thank you guys for being here with us, man.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks for having
Thank you.
us.
We
No
appreciate
doubt.
it.
Definitely.
All right, so I'm gonna lead it off. Then Ron, you can jump in. Jeff, you got anything? You jump in. Um, my first question is when hip hop first started. What was like the calling for what was? I'll start with you, DJ
Okay.
Rev.
All right.
What was your calling? And then LC, you can jump in after. What was your calling to get into the rap game and what was your first what was your first like rap song or what
Right.
things that you was doing in that time?
Okay. Well, first of all, we started in the game. I guess it was like '77.
Right.
So when we first, I guess the question about when hip hop really started, it was definitely the early '80s. I mean '70s.
Right.
And so before there was records, it was mixtapes. It was tapes coming from out of New York. Bamba, The Flash.
Right.
And you heard them rapping on the beats, and that whole foundation period was just like I said, it was strictly underground, really. So you had to get one of them tapes to hear what was going on. You know what I mean? And you heard the DJs mixing up the beats. You know what I mean? So it might be like a small portion of a song, but the DJ was cutting that back and forth, and then you heard these different people MCing on it.
Right.
So like my first experience was it was a guy I lived on Newman Street in the projects,
Mhm.
and it was a guy Kevy Kev that lived on Railroad, and I used to hear him cutting up, I could hear from his window. I was like, wow, that's dope. It was other people was doing it, also, but he was right there, close to me. It was parties, different guys that was a little older than us that was having parties, and they was doing it, but not as they was all doing it. So one day I went by his house and I said, look, man, where you get them beats from? And I wanted to learn more. I had my own set, my own turntable, my little cheap turntables, but I couldn't get him to work like he was working. So what I mean. So I was just watching him, and I was down with another brother that was Chris Harrison, Star Child.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And those two had started the group Breakout Brothers. And I originally was trying to start my own group with my cousin Jim Mack from Jersey City. And we called ourselves Cuz On. So he was in Jersey City, I was in Hackensack, so it was hard for us to really connect.
Right.
So I got with Kev and his crew, and I just learned more and more about how to cut up the music, cut up the beats, and I always had a thing for poetry, so it was easy for me to kind of get into the rap part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I heard the guys doing the little, their little style back then, it was a lot of echo effect on your voice, a lot of yes,
Yeah.
y'all, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it was different. He was taking basic little things, nursery rhymes or whatever, and flip them and making them, into hip hop rhymes. You know what I mean? And so yeah, man. From the very first time I heard it, I just got into it, man. And it's just been in me. I just can't let it go, man. From way back.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah. So like I said, so the Breakout Brothers, and I got with them a Breakout Crew, and they had already been established. They was doing a couple of parts. I joined them. Then a little bit of after that, LC came down with the group.
Now LC, you're not originally from Hackensack, but we still love you anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately.
I just had to throw that in there. But nah. You been here for like for me forever. You know what I mean?
Forever,
So
you know, it's my second home.
Yeah.
without a doubt. Well, basically for me, I grew up in Harlem, born and raised in Harlem. Shout out to Wagner. For me, the first thing was I used to have little cheap turntables in my house, little plastic things. And I went and bought the record Apache because I've heard other DJs playing this record. So I said, I got to have this record. I went and bought this record. And I would hear people rhyming on top of it, not as advanced as it is now. But I would hear guys rapping on top of it. So I said, let me try this. And I took my cassette and I recorded myself. And I said a few rhymes, here and there, little dinky things. And I played it. I was playing it on my little cassette player. And I was on the bus and people liked it. They were like, yo, where can I get that? Where can I get that? And I said, I did it. So I kept playing it. I ended up in I don't know if Rev remembers this, but I ended up in a career decisions class in Hackensack. Right? It was a summer thing.
Okay.
And I hear this brother rhyming in the class. Now, I'm like, yo, this boy bad. Now, he heard me and I heard him. I respected his style of what he was doing,
Right.
and he respected mine. So we connected. Now, we were young. He hadn't even graduated high school. I was already out.
I was just, I think I was a freshman in high school.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Now, that's how
End of the
long we've
freshman
known
year,
each other.
end of the freshman year.
I was already out of high school, believe it or not.
Okay.
I was done. Okay. I am, I'm the oldest of the group.
He's the grandfather.
Basically. Basically, I'm the grandfather. Everybody was younger. So, as I said, we connected. Now, I go to a place called Dale's Dance Studio, which is now a police uniform shop on the corner, right upstairs, right on Main Street.
Oh, okay.
If you go on Main Street,
Okay.
where they have those police uniforms in the window,
Yeah.
that next door,
Soames.
yes,
Yeah.
was called Dale's Dance Studio. I know a lot of people might remember that. It was Dale's Dance Studio, and Sound on Sound was giving a party at this place. And we all had a chance to get on, all different MCs or whatever, whoever's at the party, got a chance to get on and rhyme. I got on, started rhyming. Okay, they liked it. All of a sudden, Kev asked me, he said, yo, you from around? I said, no, I just moved here from Teaneck, and I've been coming to Hackensack. He said, I got a group. You want to come down? I said, sure. Now, we talking about late 70s, early 80s. He said, you want to come down? Come down to my house. And he lived on Railroad Avenue in the projects. I go there. I'm getting ready to audition. I think I'm auditioning for this group. All of a sudden, these brothers come walking in. One of the brothers I recognize. It's Rev. Now, not knowing, never knowing that the same brother I'm in the class with that I respected, he respected me, we talk. He looks at me, I look at him, and you just see the look on our faces. Because he's like, yo, you coming down? You with this? I said, you with this? Ever since then, there was no separating us. We've been together ever since, and it's been moving forward.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, back then, once we linked up the crew, back then, man, it was crews from each town. But, so you had Sound on Sound, they represented Teaneck and somewhere else. I guess Teaneck, some was from New York, some was from Inglewood.
Right.
You had Act 2 from Teaneck.
Right.
You had Twice as Nice from Inglewood. Some other crews came a little after us,
Right.
and some maybe a little before us. And Hackensack, like I said, they had crews that was before us, but they didn't really. They might have played the hip hop songs and stuff like that, or songs that was, the hip hop crowd would like, but not necessarily all of them was rapping.
Right.
There was another group that was in Hackensack called Phase 2.
Phase 2.
Phase 2 had Kevin Cook, Randy Riley, and
Master G.
Master G, who
From
eventually
Sugar
went
Hill.
on to Sugar
Sugar
Hill.
Hill.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now him and I was in.
high school together.
Right.
It was funny because I told him this story. The last time I seen him, Hackensack gave him an award. I
At the
said,
City Hall, yeah.
Yeah. And I said, God, man, what's up? You know, we was happy to see each other and stuff. So I said, bro, you might not remember this, but we're freshmen in study hall. It was me, him, and another guy named Ace, who now lives in Teaneck, and we was introducing each other. We seen each other around school, but we didn't really know each other. I knew Ace because we grew up on Newman Street. And so he said, yeah, man, so what's your name? So I said, Milton Jones. And he kind of like, wow, that sounds like one of them old reverend names. Like one of them old down south reverend names. Ever since then, like, it kind of like stuck in the back of my head. Now, the next year I was wearing suits and ties to school. That was my GQ.
Absolutely.
I was wearing suits and ties every day. And so the teacher said, man, you dress better than the teachers, man. You looking like some kind of reverend or preacher. And then, man, it just stuck from then. So Guy O'Brien, Master G was the first person to say it. But then this other teacher, Mr. Tuppence, he the name stuck. So I wanted to call myself something else, like a
he did have a
fancy DJ name.
He did have another name. He called himself the Hollywood Player.
Yeah, but that didn't work.
Absolutely, we
That
can't
was
leave
right.
that out.
Nah,
You know,
that's
it was there.
Too long.
He said what was it? The Hollywood what?
Hollywood, the
Player.
Hollywood
I took
Player.
it from, I was a Boosie Collins
Well, we
fan.
couldn't bring him
That was
in.
the name of his album,
That's
right?
it.
Hollywood
Right.
Player. So I said, ain't work.
Believe it or
Rev.
not, we couldn't bring him in. Like when we would bring him in, we would say, you know, if you say, instead of saying Reverend Rev, my mellow, my man, you know, you had to say Hollywood Player, my mellow. It just didn't.
It didn't work.
that's not
It
gonna work.
didn't work. It didn't work.
We tried,
So
but
that
it didn't
didn't
work.
last long at all. So Rev, it was easy. R-E-V.
It was a wrap.
That's
It
right.
was a wrap.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you know, see, I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot now.
Okay.
You did have another name too.
Oh, well, okay, well, all right. So look, rhyming, I was making up different names to go along to what I was saying. You know what I mean? So I was calling myself, because that was part of you. You had to build like a little image of what you was doing. So I was the Love Jones, Chocolate Romeo, the Eminem man always still in the show.
Yep.
Revy Rev.
There you go. There you go. That's kind of hot though.
But when he got married, that had to end.
Oh yeah.
That the
Yeah.
missus wasn't that Love Jones Chocolate Romeo had to go.
She not playing that.
She wasn't playing that.
Nah,
Okay.
nah.
Shout out
And
to
the funny
Mrs. Jones.
thing-
She wasn't having that.
And back in the day, we used to get the sweatshirts and you put your name
Yeah.
on your shirts. But I had a cat from Teaneck that came into the crew,
Yes.
and he drew like a nice jean jacket.
Yes.
It had the whole title, the whole name on it. It was pretty dope.
Shout out to
man.
Space Dust, definitely.
Yeah, man. I was going places and they were just stopping us. Just reading.
Yes.
yeah.
He ended up making jackets for everybody. You know, he was very creative from the artistic standpoint. He would, on mine, he put a mic. He gave me mine. He said the Mellow LC, and he had a mic going across the jacket. And I was like, I was sad when I lost that jacket because I loved it. You know what I mean? I really did.
Oh man.
I got a question. Like, y'all, how y'all grew up, like, with rap music and, hip hop and things like that? You say you roll in crews, you know what I mean? So,
Yes.
because I know, like, when I was writing, like, when I was young and things like that, like, people would come on the block, and then it's like, if you was nice, you had to, like, spit something. Not necessarily, like, it could have been a battle, but it was like, let's see what you got. Like, you the hot name out here, so let's see what you got. I see what you got.
Right.
Did y'all go do the same thing? Like, your crews went to, like, different, like, they got wind of, like, how nice y'all was and things like that?
Well, the battle game was serious
It's
back
crazy.
then.
Ridiculous.
So it could be like an individual thing where they want to battle you individually, or they want to battle you as your whole crew. So the thing about us, we had a lot of battles back then, but nobody ever came to Hackensack and battle.
Never.
We always went to somewhere
To
else
somewhere
to battle.
else.
So we went to Passaic, we went to Patterson,
Yes.
we went to Inglewood, we went to
Yes.
Teaneck, went to Jersey City. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We had a home crowd, like we would party at the Elks or the Craftmans or the Y, whatever. You know
Salvation
what I mean?
Army,
Yeah, but no
it
crew
didn't matter.
ever came and battled us
Never.
on our home.
Why is that
Never.
though?
I don't know, man. Hackensack was kind of, they held its own.
It
We were
held its
small.
own. That's
you
true.
know.
That's true.
But
Patterson,
But
Passaic,
Patterson
nobody.
always had the big battles. And we would
Yes.
go there and battle. Like it was like, it would be like maybe 6, 7 crews.
6, 7 crews
and
in one gymnasium.
Yeah.
And we're talking about when hip hop was still in its birth stages.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah.
is the beginning.
So so if Rappers Light came out 79, we had already started battling. You know what I mean? Before
Right,
songs came
right.
out, we was already battling. But then once it did come out, it just made it even more, man. Like it just made it more intensified, man. You know, because a lot of people were trying to them guys from Jersey, like New York cats wasn't really giving
Right.
Jersey
See, that was
that
gonna be
love.
my next question.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
thing.
I-
But
Nah,
let
'cause
me,
I-
let me
I was-
say
I was
this.
gonna ask y'all if y'all took it across the bridge, like to the
Well,
Bronx,
we
Brooklyn,
We
Queens.
did,
Right.
and our family,
Yeah.
his first cousin, Sweet Slick and Sly.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jim Mack actually battled Busy B
Busy Bee from
and
New
beat
York.
him.
Right.
And beat him from
Yeah.
They were not afraid
Right.
to say,
Yo, that's-
okay, we go across.
That's deep, yo.
Oh, really?
Right,
I'm
right,
serious. He
right.
was not afraid. You know, a lot of crews in Jersey would say, well, we ain't going away because we may not get no love.
Right.
They were not like that.
Right.
Albie, shout out to, rest in peace, Lord Son Albie Al, Warm Daddy, Prince Shabazz, King Jimmy Mack. They would go over there. And I had to respect that. Now, we have had our moments where we would go there, and hear other groups and things like that. They didn't give us the respect that we deserved, in my
Right,
opinion.
right.
Only, and we have spoke about this before. Rev and I are in our 50s, I'm in my 60s. Anyway, the thing is, I'm at the same age as the people you call the forefathers. Okay? Bambaataa,
Brothers,
Flash,
Right.
AJ, Red Alert, anybody you can think. I'm older than Chuck. Chill out. Okay? I'm older than him. Okay? I came up with Mel, Grandmaster Caz, Kumo D, the legends. I'm the same age as them or older. Okay? We were doing this at the same age. All it is, and we said it in our documentary, which I figured Red will talk about later. Our documentary, we said it. Nothing separated us but water. That's it. That George Washington Bridge separated. You go to the bridge, you're looking right at them. But because they are the birth, we give them that. But don't deny what we were doing, because we got grimy over here too. Okay, we got grimy. And there'll be a lot of people in Hackensack and Teaneck and that remember Passaic Patterson will tell you we got grimy. But they didn't know it. And to be honest with you, they were here too. They would come here.
Yeah,
A lot of the groups came here. I mean, Cold Crush lived in Jersey City.
I heard
Lived in it.
when I was growing up, and maybe even from my Uncle Ivan, because my Uncle Ivan he used to DJ.
Oh, okay, right.
But I heard that there was a lot of battles like in the parks, like Carver Park. There'll be rap battles there and things like that. I mean, like normally how was like, because every battle is structured different.
Right. True.
So
true.
back in y'all day,
Right. Oh, well,
how was it structured?
Oh, right, so for instance, there would be like official battles where, somebody's putting on a battle, let's say in Patterson, at the rink in Patterson, and they would have a certain amount of crews that they want to be on it. Or Father English, this big spot in Patterson. So,
Right.
and they have all these different crews that come on. You know what I mean? And the winner would take it. You know what I mean? We'll get the crown, get the money, or whatever the case may be. Then you might have where it's just a personal thing where we just want to have this cipher with this cat going to battle this cat. You know what I mean? Somebody calls somebody out. And it might be somebody else having a party, like in Teaneck Rec, or one of the other spots in Teaneck Women's Club. And one person.
I remember that when I was a kid.
Yeah. One person might call out somebody, and then at that party,
They
they
got it on.
Yeah,
They got it
They
on.
would get it on.
I mean, we would have.
Pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was only basically when it came down to that, where in New York you would hear about Cold Crush and Fantastic. Now I'm not sure if a lot of people out there would know, but these are the early groups of hip hop, of the culture. Okay, It's not about records, not about these guys did it. Okay, we had it over here with us and Act Two. Shout out to Corio. Shout out, rest in peace, Ralph LaRock and Al G.
Corio's my dude, man.
Yes. He
I
was
used to
thorough.
work with him at the Home Depot.
Yes,
Okay.
he
He's
was
still there.
thorough.
Yeah.
And that's what we were. us, they would, they said it. One of their members told me, he said, LC, we thought we was the hottest thing on the street.
Right.
We were the hottest thing. He said someone came to him and said, yo, you need to go check out Breakout. You need to check out these cats. These cats are bad. I think, you might get tapped on the back a little bit, And when we met, just like Fantastic, they must have had 2 battles, 2 or 3 between them. We had the same thing. The other crews, they kept kind of to themselves. Twice as nice we saw maybe once in a while. But Act 2 and us, we went at it. I think 2, 3 times.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it was, we would battle. After the battle was over, it was love.
It was
you know
love.
what I mean? It wasn't about,
No
like,
shootouts, no
Yeah,
no
no, it wasn't
fighting.
about that.
To this
day,
to this day, we got mad respect.
Mad respect.
For
Cool.
each other.
Yes.
That's love, man.
Even the crew from Passaic, what's the name of the crew?
Vice Squad?
Vice Squad.
Vice Squad.
And we know one time that we had to battle with
Yes,
them.
yes.
They kind of had it set up.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
When
we
we walk-
come to your home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and we come on the stage and the girls are screaming.
Screaming.
You know what I mean? And we know we got y'all, but you know what I mean?
But they already had the money.
Yeah,
They had the money, so we knew what it was.
You know what I mean?
And to be honest with you, if you remember, Ironhead Haywood
Yeah.
from football,
Mhm.
he was there.
Yeah.
He was there because he supposedly had a problem with Kev.
You don't want no problems with Ironhead, man.
That's exactly. It was set up that he and Kev was supposed to get it on.
Oh, man.
God, we didn't know what, but thank God, it didn't
No, it
get to
wasn't,
that.
it wasn't,
But
Yeah.
he was, believe it or not, he was there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what we had.
Yeah, but the battle game was
It was-
definitely
it was-
serious.
yes, it was.
It was definitely
Yes, it
serious.
was.
You know what I mean? But it was all about just sharpening your skills,
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and we took it serious, man. I think probably more. We was probably better in our practice than we was our actual live performance. Even though the crowd loved what we was doing, I think, man, we used to get so intense, man,
That's
just
true.
practicing in the basement.
practicing.
I mean, I mean, with the Sugar Hill gang, because everybody know how they originated,
Right.
and all the other rumored stuff that they kind of stole this and that, whatever.
Right.
But with the fact that you actually had Sylvia Robinson, like pretty much in your own backyard,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
like how can you get overlooked by that?
Wow.
Because
I
I mean,
mean,
I'm pretty. She was surfing around everywhere.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, a friend of mine was talking about that. We were talking about that the other day. Like, it was a lot of crews. Like I said, was going on around then, and we had our reputation.
Yes.
Actually, had their reputation.
Yes.
They went on what her son thought was cool.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? So that was that influence.
And really, he wasn't-
eventually Corio got down
with them.
Well, he's married to the daughter or something like
The
that.
niece,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it is the niece.
Yeah.
Shout out to his daughter too. His daughter,
Right.
she's doing a lot of things right,
Right,
now too.
right.
Oh yeah, Lady
So,
Love.
Lady
Yeah,
Love,
shout out
yeah.
to
It
Lady
was
Love.
kinda hard 'cause
Definitely.
we had a couple of deals that didn't really pan out for us. We had a deal with a company. Actually, it was in Hackensack. There was Ray Goodman and Brown had a company, and they offered us a deal. Unfortunately, somebody was kind of managing us, didn't feel that was good for us. You know what I mean? Then we had another deal. Somebody from out of Georgia. And this is like, you got to think this is like when hip hop. I guess it was like early '80s.
Yeah.
And we had did.
Wait, you said Georgia?
Yeah, check it out. It was
What?
yeah. It was
Wow.
a cap. It was, yeah, it
Alright,
was a
alright.
cap. The studio where we was working out of knew this guy from Georgia from the music business. Cause the studio we was going to, this was a guy. He was in a funk band back in the '70s and '80s. So he had some connections. So he knew this guy who had his own label out of Georgia. And we had did a song at the time. We had a song we had did called "Blind Date." It was 2 songs. I know one was "Blind Date."
Blind Date, yeah.
And it was like a kind of funny song
Yeah.
about blind date.
Okay.
Him and Al. Yeah. It's pretty simple, right?
I hooked
yeah.
him up with this ugly girl, basically, he wasn't very happy about that, He tells it in the song, he wasn't very happy,
Right. And so the cat he got the test press, Everything was ready to go. He got nervous, man. He got cold feet, and instead of releasing our song, he released a ballad, and the ballad tanked.
Wow.
The record company tanked.
Wow.
I still got the test press at home, man. Like, man, this cat, man. I don't
And to this
believe
day, they still telling us, yo, they should have put that out. They should,
Yeah.
for the time that it was,
You
they should have
know,
put it out.
but, that was then. You know what I mean? Now,
And the thing you were saying about like the Sugar Hill thing, I guess when they finally dropped, because it was two labels, and Bev can verify this, it was only two labels that really was hot when it came to that: Sugar Hill and Enjoy. Enjoy was in New York. Shout out Bobby Robinson, and Sylvia had Sugar Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So you was either one or the other. Joey, instead of saying, okay, I'm going to go in the community and see what we can have to build, he knew, okay, New York was supposedly hot.
Yeah.
Because think of the people that he went and got. He went and got
Was
Spoonie
it?
G. He
It
went,
was all from the
it
Enjoy
was
label.
all from the Enjoy label.
Right.
Furious, Tretch, Crash, and Spoonie G and them. He went and got them.
That's like an all-star lineup right
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
So,
So,
I
he
mean,
figured that's
crush
what
it right there.
that was going to do it. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to get the local talent and take throw the dice, I'm going to go get these cats because I know these cats
They
are
already
hot and
known,
they already
yeah,
known.
yeah.
They're known in New York.
Mhm.
You went and got them. So cats in Jersey was like, yo, we right here in your backyard. And you go get them. And then to have you go and you get, okay, Akumo D. You get him. But yet, he says, oh, well, when we heard about Jersey, it was like, Jersey? Like we didn't exist.
Still to this day. we
Yeah, I was
don't
about to say that. to this
You
day.
know?
Yeah, to this day.
He said,
Even when I mean cut you off, even when you travel now, they think you're from New York. What I mean?
Right,
Like if you
right,
go
right,
towards
right,
the south
right,
and things like
right,
that,
right.
like
or the
Right.
tri-state area. No, I'm from
Right.
Hackensack, New Jersey, bro.
right.
Yeah. So I guess that's why as the songs went on with Sugar Hill and all the other groups went on, I think that's why when we kept doing the parties, we that underground sound, we kept that authentic. You know what I mean? Like so we were like they was using the band to play the songs in the beginning. You know what I mean? The early songs.
Yeah.
So still coming to the parties and still hearing the DJ cutting it up, that was still the move. You know what I mean? So despite what was going on in the records, which was great, but people still want to feel that real effect, that real authentic hip hop, man. So they still was coming to our parties, still watching the DJs cutting it up. You know what I mean? So I think we even got more intense about it. You know what I mean? Like and repping hard for Jersey, and everywhere we went, we was repping Hackensack. You know what I mean? So,
Definitely, man.
Definitely.
Yeah,
We never changed that.
Yeah.
That was it. We rep
I
our
think that's what kept us going for a long time. You know what I mean? Like different crews, because we was at one time we started getting older than the younger crews, but we still was smashing.
Still were doing it. If
You
you
know
talk
what I
to
mean?
anybody in that era, they'll tell you,
Yeah.
yo, them cats was dangerous.
Yeah.
We were, even from our sound and from our look as well, our look was very different, because of him, he had us dressing different way. We would wear, where you see guys might come out with Adidas suits or something like that. Rev had us come out in suits. Godfather had some white gloves. Exactly. You hear yourself?
That's different.
Exactly.
The leather blazers.
The leather blazers with
Okay,
Kango,
okay.
So it was always
always
cause like I don't know, we grew up in the era like of early R&B when you
Yes.
had Earth,
Yeah.
Wind and Fire,
Fire.
and Jackson 5 and
Right.
stuff like that. So they was put on the show. So that was our thing.
That was our
And when
thing.
we seen Flash and
They had
Funky
the-
Four,
yeah.
they, that's what they was
Yeah.
doing.
That's
So
what they
that's
were
what we was
doing.
trying to do.
Right.
It was funny because I ran into a guy in Inglewood, man, a few years ago, man. He said, yo, man, these brothers used to come with the suits on the hanger before they came to perform,
Yes,
bro.
yes,
They had on one
Yes.
gear, everybody had on the
yes,
jeans suit
yes.
as we walked in the joint, but once we got on the stage, it was different. Like,
It was different. We walked in with our outfits, and we did the same thing at the rink. When we did the rink,
Burgerfield?
yes,
yeah.
we did the rink. We were the
Yeah,
headliners
that was
on the
a
rink.
leather- That was a leather
That was a
outfit
leather.
then.
We walked
Yeah.
in one thing, and when we got on stage, it was another.
Yeah,
It was
so
another.
yeah.
And I have to give that to him because he would always say, okay, we say, okay, Rev, what we gonna wear? Nobody is like in the beginning. It really, didn't much matter. But as we evolved, we like, okay, Rev, what we gonna wear? We waiting to see what he gonna say. Because God knows what he gonna come out of his closet. So we got to do what we got to do. I stayed in the store. It was like, okay, Rev said we got to get this troop suit. So I mean, he had us going as far as Delancey. We weren't playing. He was gonna look for something. When he found it, he said, okay, we gonna wear this. We went to Philly. We did a show in Philly.
It was Jazz Jeff, Fresh Prince.
Jazz Jeff,
Three
Fresh
Times
Prince.
Dope. Yeah.
3 times
Yeah,
dope.
Yeah.
And we had yellow Miami Vice suits.
Damn.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. That's right. Y'all hearing me.
That
We
had
had
to
yellow.
be fly though, yo.
Yo, we had
Yo.
white shirts, yellow Miami Vice, and this is when Miami Vice was hype. Was hot.
Yeah.
Michael John, all that, they was hot. So we had that on.
But not only that, we would go to the Bronx, Manhattan, and find all the different breaks that everybody else wasn't playing.
Okay.
It was important, you know what I mean, to have,
Absolutely.
you looking good, but you also had to shock them with what you was doing.
Absolutely.
So we had these routines that we would do, just not just rhyming. We had like routines, harmonizing, whatever. That was the thing back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? So one cat might be a great rapper, lyricist, but when we came together as a team, bro, we was putting on a show. We had the routines, we had dance steps, you know what I mean? Our little dance steps, we had the gear. So we really made it into a show, man. Like okay, all right. These cats is doing it. And then, like I said, us and my cousin's crew from Jersey City, Sweet Stick and Slide, it was on the same level. Yeah, like they was doing the same thing. That was about.
Absolutely.
Like we was trying to okay, I remember them cats.
Yeah.
Because that's what you wanted. Nobody had a record deal or a record.
No.
So you had to give them something to make it say, oh, wow.
So with the Miami Vice jackets, the leather blazers, the Kangos. How are the ladies treating y'all, man? That's what we had to say. What? That's what we had to say. That's the answer for anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
It's up to you if you want to go further. You know what I'm saying?
One joint we sat. I remember we didn't go on until I think we were doing a drink in Patterson, or we were with a bunch of other crews, and Kumo D, DLB, and 2 other rappers who were headlining, but we all were going on. We sat there. Now, to answer your question, we sitting in the back waiting to go on. Hundreds of people, they all going. I think New Edition had just bang out. And we sitting in the back waiting to go on. We waiting to go on 2, 3 in the morning. Cold. We went 2, 3 in the morning. We had to think of something to do. And somebody said, yo, man, how many girls you been with? And we just went around and trying to be, because we all in Hackensack, and we trying not to say, well, did you deal with the same girl I did? Was you with her? And I believe Red won that one.
Nah.
I believe it, because we was, it was something, it really was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was, definitely.
You know what I mean? And getting that attention, you know what I mean?
I was getting ready to say that. I mean, even though you didn't have a record deal, man, y'all still was doing your thing, performing, having fun.
Right.
But that's the thing. The record deal was business. Okay? We were loving the culture. That's what's the problem now.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Separated. This is the culture.
That's a great point.
It's not about, okay, you got a record deal. Okay, that's fine. You think you're going to be a millionaire and turn around, if your promotion, A&R and all that is not intact, that record will hit once and be down the next. It's gone.
One-hit wonders.
With us, we didn't care about it. Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody wanted to be on the record. Everybody want to hear your voice on the record.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with us, we wanted to be in those arenas. We wanted to be in those clubs. We wanted to be out on the block parties. We wanted to get on and do what we do. That's what we loved. Right. Okay, that's what we, because records, the radio was not accepting us. When we came out, radio was not accepting us. They wasn't playing hip hop.
It took a while.
It took a
Wow.
while.
It
Trust me,
did.
a lot of work.
Definitely did.
Yeah.
They weren't. There was records out. I mean, and even before that, the low budget stations. Shout out to Teddy Ted and Special K, WHBI. They were starting. You know, you had Supreme
Mr.
Team,
Magic,
Mr.
yeah.
Magic.
Right.
You know, Zulu Beats, Africa Islam. You had the college stations. They were bringing it in because the major stations, BLS Kiss, KT, all of them, they were not doing it. They wouldn't touch it until much later on. By the time they touched it, we were fathers, you know, by the time they touched it. So we didn't get that. We had to go on our talent.
Right.
You know, we didn't have a record laying on the street or whatever. Now, we might have had a test press or, you know, his cousin Jimmy had a test press before Rapper's Delight.
Now-
Children of the Future.
Now,
He had a
acts
test
like
press.
Run DMC or African Bambaataa, like were they on the radio?
Well, yeah, because by the time Run DMC came out, it was
yes.
it was like '85. So then, you had the late night hour on BLS
Right.
and Kiss where they have Red Alert or Mr. Magic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so first it started off with Mr. Magic on the smaller stations, getting the underground, playing hip hop. You know what I mean? Mr. Magic, I can't think. Well, no, I can't think of some of the other cats. that
Mr.
was
Magic,
on.
Red Alert,
Yeah.
Chuck Chill Out.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm talking about like on HBI.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was even the one cat from Hackensack, DJ Abel Savage, DJ Savage, AJ. He was on one of those stations. He was playing hip hop. Matter of fact, he put us on a battle in Passaic where we had to battle like 6 different groups.
6 different groups.
You know, something like that. I know there was like 2 from Patterson, 2 from Passaic.
Yes.
We was the only one, I think, maybe another crew that was representing Hackensack. Bergen County. We smashed.
Killed it. Murder. That one there, that's the one where he had us. We walked in with one thing on and came out with another. And I never forget it. They were playing this song when we walked in. And it seemed like we didn't set it up, but it seemed like it did because when we walked out, they were playing Jungle Fever. This song called Jungle Fever. And it was an old break.
Funky.
And
Not the Stevie Wonder one.
No.
Right?
This had a break. This had a break.
Well,
It was an
no,
old
that
break.
was early '90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they played the song, and the DJ played it, and it's like it was set up because when we walked out of the dressing room and came on, the song went on, everybody turned around and looked like, yo, is this part of their show?
Almost like you knew, like, so here come the headline.
Here come the headline. Yes. And we were on the top shelf. That's what we called it. We was on the top shelf, and Rev set us up to do this dance routine. And we were like, okay, we want everybody, as we continue on, we want everybody to kind of look up. We want everybody's eyes to look up here. Everybody's eyes look up. Somebody yells out, what they going to do, jump? I said, okay. Somebody got a joke. But we ended up, that was one of our stronger battles, and that's the one we won.
Yeah,
We won
and
that one.
and we became friends with some of the crews that was there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The first time we, got a chance to meet them or whatever, and still to this day, we cool. You know what I mean? That was the
Yes,
good thing
yeah.
about back then. You know what I mean? You might have beef. This cat might have been talking junk about you or whatever. You know what I mean? But once you had that battle or whatever, and you see that it's all about the culture and all about just being the best that you can be. It wasn't too much. Nobody really.
Yeah, not
banging
really.
out
Not
like
really.
that. You know what I mean?
Not really.
Not really.
I got a question. When y'all was in your battles,
Mm-hmm.
what was like the go-to song or the go-to cut that just killed it?
Wow.
Oh,
It was
God.
different
Wow.
times. Because you was rapping off a beat, a break that the DJ was cutting up. So at that time, whatever was like the popular beat. You know what I
Okay.
mean? One time was Big Beat. It was a break called
Right,
Big Beat. One
right.
time it was
Catch a Groove.
Catch a Groove.
Yeah.
I mean, so, and if you was on your own sound system,
Yeah.
if you had a good sound system, we had a real good sound system.
Yes, we did.
That was also another reason why people were like, oh man, when they saw they were playing a radio, and these guys sound like they got a full band
full
over here.
band
you know
up
what I mean?
there,
So
that's
that would
right.
make the difference also.
But
you
there
know
were
what I mean?
there were two. There were two later on that I think that you will go to. One was Bounce Rock Skate. That was
Oh,
heavy.
yo.
That was heavy because of the bass line was so heavy.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
that one hit.
And it was clean.
It was clean.
Yeah.
Wow.
And believe it or not, good times.
Good times.
You had to
Everybody
do
used
it.
Clean.
You had
Everybody
everybody in
used
the mom.
Clean.
If you was gonna rhyme, you had to.
Yeah.
You had to.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
that
yeah.
had to be in your repertoire. You can
Yeah.
come up with whatever. New York, they got a little more deeper into it, you know, where, like Rev said, you had to go searching for those certain.
Oh,
Records.
Wait a minute. But we had one song that I picked up from New York, going to New York, was Isaac Hayes' song.
Oh God, yes, yes.
And it was Ike. Was it Ike?
Ike's Mood.
Ike Smooth and bruh. The crazy thing about it, now everybody talk about Kanye and where he tweaked the beats and whatever.
Yes.
Back in the day,
Yes.
we used to play this song at 40.
45. It was a 33.
So we was doing this way back then.
That's right. Sure
And
did.
it was like piano melodies. That's what
Sure
everybody
did.
called it, piano jam, but it really was Isaac Hayes. And he had a routine off of that, man. We had a routine off of that, man.
Yeah.
And oh, man.
If you heard, you would know what this song is because Mary J. Blige used it.
She used it
She
with
used it,
Smith and Wesson.
With Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, the
for
remix.
for the record.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
no,
So-
you can hear me now. For the that is piano.
The
Now,
piano jam.
Reb, in my opinion, I don't know if anybody else called it that. Reb called it piano jam, and that's another thing about the breaks that we played. No one, and this is something y'all need to know. You never knew what the original name of the song was.
Yours had
That's
a
what the
code
creator.
name.
Yes, it was called. You take that. You took that record home.
That's clever, though.
No, I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Yeah.
We learned this from other, the people before us. Yes,
Right.
we did.
Right.
But we would get records. If we got a record that another DJ didn't have, or a break or whatever that another, we went home,
Scratch
started scratching the daylights out of that label.
scratching the label.
The
off.
label, so
couldn't
you
see it.
couldn't see it. Now they would have to come to you to ask you the name of that song, and you're not gonna give it up because you want to be the only DJ or crew that has it.
Right.
And we had that mention. So Reb named this song Piano Jam. That wasn't the name of the song. So you imagine walking into a store and say, "Can I have Piano Jam?" Oh, that's happened many times.
And there might be a song named Piano Jam.
Oh, there you go. You never know.
Not that piano jam.
I mean, James Brown Funky Drummer was called 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
You walk in the store and say, "Can I have 1, 2, 3, 4?"
Right,
You know, they looking at
looking
like,
at you like, what?
like what? I mean, really, we
But
had
that
all.
was the thing to separate you from a different
From a
crew.
different
If you had
crew.
a different beat, a different break that your DJ can cut up and y'all can rap off of it, man. And you're
Yep.
like, wow, what is that?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Reb changes one song from I like to make it right. He called it "I like my chicken fried." Now you imagine walking to a store asking for that. Rab used to sing this all the time. I'm telling you. The song was "I like to make it right." Rab would say, "I like my chicken fried." I said, "Yo." I mean, these are the things we did.
Yeah. So that you can really keep your thing a little secret for the next guy.
That's it.
Nah, that's a interesting point. Like when you don't know the name of a song, and I'll take like a certain 4 or 5 words and be like, "Oh, you know the name of the song when they say da 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 da."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't know the name of the
Now,
song.
So can you imagine if it was just a break beat? So it was no words in it. It was just a
Yeah.
Right.
And you try to da-na-na-na-na.
That's right. Or you
got
going.
that song, da-na-na-na-na.
That's right. You got dun 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 dun.
Yeah, right.
Like what is dun 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 dun? What is that? I mean, we drove.
It's even
It
worse
was
'cause
crazy.
back then you didn't have no damn Google.
Oh my!
Right,
No,
exactly.
no.
So everybody's confused.
That's true. There was
No
there was
Shazam.
none of that. No Shazam, no Google, none of that.
None of that. Bro.
You had to. We would go with a little cassette player with maybe this little 10-inch speaker on it.
Right.
Now we would have tapes from New York, whether it be Bam, Flash, whatever. And we're playing. Now imagine you walk into a record store and you're playing this tape and say, "You hear that song he playing? What is that?" This guy never heard the song from a can of paint.
Or if you got to remember too that the break was only a small part of the song. So it could be some disco thing playing in the beginning, then one little breakdown of the song
Right.
is what we want.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
That's
the guy
right.
be like, I don't know what you talking
Exactly. Now he said Big Beat. We thought Big Beat was called John Lennon.
Right.
Now,
because everybody had a
everybody-
code name.
that's right.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing.
Damn, that's funny, man. I would never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
but
are the
that's-
things that a lot of people don't know.
Right.
Okay.
But it's like you said, you kind of had to have your little secrets just to try to make your way. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yes,
So-
without a doubt.
Because
Definitely.
it was a competition.
You cheering up, bro?
Look,
Shit
you
funny,
want us
man.
here, you gonna get it.
The
You
light
want-
hit it. The light hit it. I saw it.
Yo, you want us there, you gonna get it.
Shit funny.
I got-
Shit funny. Yeah, that's Rick. He's also a DJ. He also has I believe he has a SoundCloud or Mixcloud. I
Okay.
forget which one. Rick, if you're still on there, put your info up there. And he also he does a lot of different other things. You know,
Okay.
he's got a little clothing line and things like that.
Cool. We got some great pop too.
Oh yeah, let's get into that.
yeah. We got something coming out called Hip Hop Slogans. And what it is highlighting or giving props to positive lyrics in songs. So the shirt will say Hip Hop Slogan, but on the back of the shirt you'll see like a famous line, positive line from a song.
Okay.
Yeah, so we looking at that
Like
some-
that.
in
Yeah,
springtime.
yeah.
In springtime.
Dope,
that,
man.
that should be out. Yeah.
I know we're in a pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
but we ain't gonna have no type of reunion this year, are we?
We hoping, man. We hoping,
People are loving
yeah,
it, so
people loved it.
we're
Yeah.
really
Been
hoping.
loving it, man. We give props to thank everybody for coming out every year,
Definitely.
supporting us,
Definitely.
man, with the fish fries and everything to keep it going. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So we think, cause it's a good thing. Start off as a small thing. It got bigger and bigger every year, and we're happy to do the scholarship. You know what I mean, for the child going to college, man. So it's a beautiful thing, man, and to do it in your town, man.
Yeah.
And cause a lot of people been connected to Hackensack one kind of way.
Right.
Either they lived here, or they knew somebody lived here,
Right.
or you know what I mean, or they lived here and they moved on. To come back and see everybody, man, and we started off doing it because we got tired of always seeing people you ain't seen in a while. Is either at a funeral or a wedding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's
That's
you know,
true.
have something, man,
Have
where we
something.
can see each other.
Give them their
Show-
flowers while they're
Yes,
alive.
yes,
and
yes.
show each other love, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
You'd be surprised the people you run into, you haven't seen them in 20, 30 years, and there they are standing in front of you,
So
It's an
we
amazing thing.
hopefully we'll be back this summer.
Yeah, because every year, I know a lot of people that look forward to it, and after the party in Fashini, everybody makes their way to the Craftman or the Elks.
There you go.
No,
There you
it's-
go.
Exactly.
No,
Because
there
I
you
mean,
go.
it feels so good, man. Like seeing somebody you ain't seen in a while, man. That the feeling is so good, man. You don't want it to end.
Yeah.
So so they want to go to the craft or the Elks, like you said, man, and just just continue.
enjoy.
Yeah, man. It's cool, man. And it's funny because every year we say, all right, we're gonna do at this point we're gonna do like a little baseball game or play horseshoes. Man, people don't want it. They want to eat.
They don't
They
want
wanna
to
talk.
eat,
They
socialize,
just
They want to
whatever.
eat,
man.
talk, and
Right.
dance.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right,
it.
that's right,
That's
that's
it.
right,
That's
that's
it,
right.
man. So let's keep it like that.
Absolutely.
I can't see none of y'all playing football anyway.
You
Flag
ain't-
or
ain't going
baseball.
out there. And,
Yeah, had to have an ambulance.
Too
out
damn
there,
hot
you
for
know
that
what I mean?
anyway.
That's right.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Too much,
Exactly,
you know.
exactly.
Like, where my beer at?
You know?
Yeah, that's
For real.
it. That's it.
Yeah, man.
But all right, so okay now, you say you was working on the album.
Yeah. So
How we doing with that?
This Monday we'll officially finish all the recording, and we already started on doing some of the mixing. So I'm hoping, man, that everything will be complete. I wanted to be complete by February for Black History Month, but
Yeah.
March, it would be cool. My birthday month, my born day month, so that'll be cool. Yeah, so yeah, but it's like the song you heard, For the Love. It's all positive, it's all about, I say positive, uplifting music, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
we representing it from my perspective, You know, we ain't trying to be the littles and the babies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Ain't trying to do that.
You
No.
know,
I
we
hear it. I hear
try
it.
to do it from our
Nah,
perspective,
nah,
man.
can't
We,
do that.
we OGs in the game, and
No doubt.
but you know we got something to say, and you know we
Yeah.
just trying to do it our way, man.
Well, with that song for the love,
right,
bar for bar, man, everything you're saying in the song,
right,
it just speaks volumes of you know, things that we're going through, things that we
Right.
can do better, things that we
Right.
can do together,
Right.
togetherness.
right.
That's what you really get from the song,
Right.
and from a lot of other people's perspectives,
Right.
they feel the same way.
I
Just to let
appreciate
you
it.
know.
I appreciate it. That's what we was trying to do. The name of the album is going to be called the Peace and Love Movement. You know what I mean? And so that's what we was trying to do, man. Just trying to bring something positive, man. You know, I ain't knocking the next cat or what he had to say, but for me, if I'm gonna do it, bro, I gotta come that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna waste my lyric on something, you know, that's
Fugazi.
ain't gonna yeah.
I mean, when Jeff played this, when
My bad, bro.
now when Jeff played the song,
Yeah.
it just like I don't like being phony. You know what I'm saying? Because it's corny, like. Because people like, oh, you only saying that because you sit in front of them and things like
Right.
that. Like, no,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, if anything, if I felt felt a certain type of way about the song,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Right.
I would say it, you know what I mean? But at the
Right.
same time, it's like it could be something that's probably better said, like, you know what I mean? Put you to the side, off
Right,
you know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right, right,
Don't
right,
shit
right.
on him when he's trying to do his, you know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
right,
But what I'm gonna say is the song itself, even Jeff was like, yo, the beat is nice,
Mhm.
and the lyrics is dope. Even the singing, you know what I mean, the harmonizing. So it's
Mhm.
like the total package, and
Right.
it just remind me of like when you could put an album on, play,
Mm.
and just go sit down. So we'll let it rock. You're not running back to
Right.
fast forward to that
Right.
next song,
Right.
or
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right, right,
it just
right,
it just seemed like that one song had that vibe,
Mm.
and I only heard just the one song.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So I can only imagine what the album is like. That's what I
Oh
wanted to
well,
say.
wow. So I'm hoping that you feel about the same way about the rest of it, but that's what we try to do, man. We try to do, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we try to hit it in different, different beats, different. You know, some songs are faster, slower, but still the same message,
Yeah.
positive message. You know what I mean? I even on it, man. I even spoke on some things I never spoke about. You know what I mean? Like my own personal things I had to overcome. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Born, you know, my father died 6 months before I was born. So, you know what I mean? So coming up with my moms and growing up on Newman Street in the projects, you know what I mean? You know, so it was some real stuff in there, man. There's a song on there called Legacy where we talk about raising our children and how you got to be a man, you know what I mean, and step up to the plate and take care of your children. You know what I mean? So, and I talk about my incidents, you know, when I was a bad boy, growing up with your uncle. And, you know, and my little episode of getting in trouble, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I spoke about all of that, man, because, you know, you can fall, but the thing is you got to pick yourself
Pick
back
yourself up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I talk about all of that in the album, and you know, like I said, hopefully, man, it'll touch somebody. You know, if I feel if I touch at least one person, then I did my job. It ain't about the money.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's about the love, man.
It's about the uplifting, man.
Yeah,
And you know, to kind of big us up a little bit, that's kind of why we do what we do
Right.
with the podcast.
Right.
I mean, we try to talk about different things,
Mhm.
but also try to show a positive side to it
Right.
if we can.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, but that's gonna segue me way me to this question. What's your thoughts about hip hop today?
Mm.
I mean, well, first of all, the hip hop that's going on today, like the rap music or the rap artists today,
Mhm.
do you guys actually listen to a few of them, some of them?
It's something out there I like. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, the younger cats may not, you know, say, "Oh, you like him?" I like, you know, it's some. So I'm into the positive message.
Right.
You know, and it don't have to be like you preaching. You know what I mean? You just saying something. You can be talking about your experience and how you went through something, man, and how you trying to, you know, pick yourself up or whatever. You know what I mean? You know, I don't choose to use profanity in my rap. You know what I mean? Never did.
Can
But-
I just say one thing?
Yeah.
And then, like, a lot of people feel like, and you talking about, you know, people our age.
Right.
or maybe a little younger or our
Right,
age.
right.
But a lot of people feel like if you don't use profanity in your rap, that considers you a
You
soft,
yeah,
scared.
yeah.
Will Smith did it for years.
Rakim.
Rakim never.
I
cursed.
think he one of the dopest MCs ever.
But in my
You
top
know what I
five.
mean? You know what
He
I
ain't
mean?
my top five. He
See,
my top one.
You can come off.
Okay.
Period.
You can be aggressive and effective without having to use those words. You can still come off powerful.
Yeah.
You know, just what you're saying. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Common
use,
too. Common.
Comment,
Another one.
definitely.
Common.
He will not.
See, that's a cats I like. You know what I mean? But right now you got what's the cat name? Oh man, what's the guy's name?
Got me, bro.
Oh,
I don't do it. Nah, I don't do it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's a few
Yo.
out there that I like. But I
Bro.
can't front. I'm just saying into the
I'm
littles
not.
and the babies because I don't know.
See,
so
I
many of
was
those-
about to say the baby.
The babies, I
I-
can't.
you know what I mean? That's their thing. So I ain't knocking it. If
Yeah.
people like it and you making money doing what you're doing, then that's what's up.
Exactly.
But I feel as an artist, what you put out there is representing you, and you got to answer to what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you putting out negativity, you putting out stuff that's going to come back to haunt you later on in your life, that's on you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
think-
That's why I be trying to talk to my kids, because my kids, like, yo, I need an aspirin after the ride home, because they be on their phone, TikTok and all this other crap they be doing.
Right.
But it's like I could put, and I said this before, but I could put like a comment on, or a Will Smith or J. Cole,
yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
and they'll have this like a bitter beer face.
Right.
It's like, Dad, what's that? I'm explaining it to them, but
Right.
they're not interested.
Right.
They're just so wrapped up in their own thing right now. Yeah, I mean,
So it's like, I guess once you've been exposed to something and that's what's hot and that's what's popular, it's kind of hard to get them to think a different way.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what they know. That's
Well,
what
I
they
mean,
hear.
it's well, not funny, but I think it's crazy that they know more about Tupac than they know about Biggie or anybody else. But that's because they see it on TV. They watch
Right.
the movie. They
Right.
watch the Tupac movie.
yeah.
Right.
But they can tell me everything about that.
Right.
When it
Right.
comes to other artists, like I can say Nas, Jay-Z.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they don't they're not taking, they don't want no parts of that really.
Right.
It's corny. They say it's corny.
Corny.
Yeah, I have to
Right.
kind of hold back because I want to smack them. But
Right. Well, I'm telling you, if they're getting something positive out of this, then okay. Because
Yeah.
I've been listening. Maybe I just don't understand.
Me neither.
You ain't alone.
you're definitely not alone.
I got lost. I got lost. I said we had, to me, this whole new thing. I'm like, okay, is it about what the artist is saying or how hot your track is? Because, as I said, I have a nephew that's into the game right now, and I heard his music, and it's pretty good. Not because he's my nephew, but he's good. But I told him, I said, okay, your song is good. Do you have anything else? And does it sound different? Are you making any kind of changes where they say, okay, it's not always the same thing. You don't sound like him. You don't sound like him. And you're putting these effects on the voices. There was no effects for us, but an echo chamber.
Echo chamber.
That's all we had.
Right.
These guys, between the T-Pain thing, but when you go out on stage and you perform for people, do you think that they can put that on your voice? I don't know. It's pretty hard. They have to lip sync or sing on top of their song because of the effect. You're not. What? And then what are you saying?
Right.
What are you saying? What? Tell me. I can play the song. You play the song back. What he say? Play the song back. What he say? Nothing. So I just lost interest.
And see, back in the day, that was a thing to be as creative as possible. So like you was really trying to work your pen, man. You know what I mean? That was the thing. Like to really say something that the next cat wasn't saying.
Wasn't saying.
If you was ever caught biting or saying something else that somebody else said, oh man, you was done.
But that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now with the hip hop now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
It's
a lot
it's,
of
it's,
that.
a, it's a lot of copycat with the
Yes,
tracks, with
yes,
the words.
Yes, yes.
And in the videos, I mean, the videos don't even go with the song.
Yes.
It's something
Nah,
in,
it's
most
just-
acts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They said in
it's
certain areas that like a KRS, Rev knows this, you better not either lip sync or say something that somebody else said. If KRS was in the building, you gonna get cussed. You gonna get cut right then and there. He ain't gonna wait. At the time, he and his people gonna get you. They said you better not do it because he truly believed in that.
I believe everything you're saying.
He
man.
did not play when
all
it
the,
came
all the
to that.
documentaries I watched on KRS
Yes,
One.
he did
He
not
did
play.
not play.
He did not play.
He's serious.
He
He still
very
don't play.
serious.
Yeah.
And same thing with Tretch. Tretch is the same way. And he, they came up together.
Yeah.
Tretch is the same way. It's like, look, don't come in here faking.
Yeah,
Don't fake. If you real about it, you real about it. If you fake, we gonna know. And we gonna get you.
Yeah,
Because-
it's an art form, man, and you gotta pay homage to it, man. You can't, come into it, man. That's my problem with it. If you're not gonna come into it and give it,
100%.
100%, you're gonna come into it and you just being lazy with it, just doing whatever because this is gonna sell, so I'm gonna do this.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not trying to be creative.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not making people's like scratch their heads like, wow, how did he come up with that? You know what I mean? Like that.
I think a lot of people's mind is like just based off the hook or chorus of the
Right.
song. That's
Right.
that's the
Exactly.
catchy part.
Yeah.
So when the
Exactly.
song itself plays, who gives a shit? Nobody knows you're saying blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Then the hook comes and that's time to get amped and you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And it's catchy.
Right.
But
Right.
now everybody is sounding like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like this
Yes.
person just like I'm not hating on nobody, it's not shitting on nobody, but like the younger kid rappers. You know what I mean? Like they'll put out a song and that's their formula.
Right.
So
Right.
another kid rapper come out, he'll do the same thing he just did.
Exactly.
And another one behind him. And the thing about those three is they all sound alike.
That's
They're all
right.
doing the same,
Same thing.
exact
Same
thing.
thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like nothing separates
That's
you.
right.
Then you realize, okay, damn, he came out with one song. It was hot. You know what I mean? To the
That's
to,
right.
the, to the audience that
Right.
listened to it.
Right.
It got the views. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like it's been about
We basically dropped the ball, let's be honest. Okay? Not because I'm from here, but let's just look at it for what it is. We birthed it, we nurtured it. This is where it was.
Right.
Now it's like New York or the tri-state area has fallen off the map, so to speak. We were supposed to represent for this. This is something we created. We were supposed to represent for this. But now, the South has just totally taken over.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it was more of it was a whole industry thing with it too. When you had at that one time when you had the Public Enemies, the KRS Ones, all these different groups, Tribe Called Quest, all these different groups that was saying something and had people, like I spoke of the song, like put on your red, black, and green, and you had your little medallions, and you saying something real positive, and we uniting,
Right.
and we doing positive stuff. Yo, they didn't want to see that.
Yeah.
They had the squad set, so
Yeah.
then here comes gangster rap.
Yeah.
Gangster rap is, got us, wanting to kill each other, destroy, you know what I mean? So that became more popular than the other stuff, the positive stuff.
Right.
So then the gangster rap went crazy. So then after that, what I call kind of like what it is now is the dumbed down type of rap. We ain't got to be creative. You ain't got to be real. You know what I mean? You just say any little silly stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're talking about trap. It's feel like your mind is trapped. You know what I mean? Because they don't sound like they're trying to expand and try to do something more uplifting.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Respectively talking, the '90s had the best music
They had always said that.
up until like the early 2000s.
What?
you
Yeah,
know
the
what I mean?
90s
Yeah.
had the best.
And
Yeah.
hip hop, R&B. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
It was a great blend.
It was a great blend.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of collaborations people bring together.
man. Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah. And it is sad, man, that it went out like that, man. And a lot of the, like I said, the industries, even places where we was kind of ruling, that we was kind of like in control.
Right.
We learned some bad habits from the white cats that was treating us bad, and we had some guys that was doing the same thing to our own people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in the game that was getting beat, getting taken, and made people lose their love for the game.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like it was a lot of artists that was out there that was trying to, to keep it going, but they was getting jerked by their record company.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it was us. That was the A&R,
Yep.
the presidents of the company that was
Yeah.
treating these,
It's
each
like
other
Dr.
bad.
Dre said. He said it's record business. Okay, nothing personal. Okay, if they tell you, oh, you gonna do this, now independents are being more honest. But those big record companies, you could get signed and whatnot, but you're gonna sit on the shelf for 6 months to a year until they feel that you gonna make them money. Because whatever they put behind you, they got to get that back before you see anything. Don't think because, okay, your song is out. Yeah, they want you, but they want to keep you there until that's the next thing. That's the next thing that's hot, that's going to keep money flowing in because they got to pay the bills too.
Right.
They got to keep the lights on. They got to pay the electric bill. They got to pay all that kind of thing. And whatever money they put into you, they're going to get that back. And then you may see something, if you're still relevant.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Rev in the car, look at Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda had the hottest song on the street. I mean, there was remixes like crazy.
Yeah.
But yet,
yeah.
to the point when he got into that trouble, wasn't nobody there. The record companies didn't want to be involved.
They didn't bail him out.
They didn't bail him out. Neither did they do for Pac.
Mhm.
Pac made all that music, but Suge went and got him out. His record company that he was with did not get him out. Think about it.
Yeah.
They got if you're not relative into what they're doing, no.
Yeah, but that's across the board, sports, everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean? Like
Everything.
you make these people a lot of money. You have a fall. They ain't trying to pick you up.
No.
Yeah,
They
that's
kick you to the curb.
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
They kick you
Uh,
to the curb.
Seen it happen with he was drafted by the Giants. He was a cornerback, but he got in allegedly he got into a deal where he was trying to steal some money back, or he had a gun or something like that. And the crazy thing about it though is he got exonerated.
Wow.
He's no longer in trouble.
Right.
And he's playing in the Super Bowl next week because the
Oh,
Giants didn't take him
he's
back,
back.
and he got taken off of waivers by the Chiefs.
Right.
So it's like you do get a second chance in life,
Right.
and
Yeah.
things can kind of go your way and
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That's
help
true.
you out.
That's
Right.
true. Very true.
And the other thing too is a lot of artists, and this has a lot of I guess thanks to Prince. A lot of artists are going independent and owning their own rights.
Right.
So
Right.
now by them doing all that, even though to us if they suck as an MC,
Right.
is it really worth it to be independent and try to own your own stuff?
Definitely gotta own your own stuff. Own your own rights to your royalties to your music. That's number one. Whether you you got a record company backing you or you independent, you still want to own all your royalties.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever kind of way you got to make that deal happen, make that happen. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's number one. You know what I
And
mean?
a lot of artists went back to the Frank Sinatras and Ray Charles. They all wanted their masters. Prince wanted his masters.
Right.
The
The whole thing with Michael Jackson.
whole thing with Michael
That
Jackson.
too.
Marvin Gaye, same
You go
thing.
James Brown too, I guess.
Yeah.
right?
James Brown,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
They wanted, that
Right.
that back to Pac. Pac's mother ended up getting that stuff he did. Pac did over 200 joints, but Suge didn't want to let it go. Pac did it. His mother ended up getting it. May she rest in peace. Pac's mother ended up getting it. I'm pretty sure Miss Wallace had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
That stuff does come back. If you want to look at it from a financial standpoint, it does come back.
They say artists, like they know what it is. Like they don't know what it is to get in the game, but like you hear a lot of artists speak about like messed up contracts, and like certain artists, I'll say like they know what it is going in. They just want to get their foot in the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I got to be lawyered up, and I got to read the contracts and like whatever happens. Like down the road, I guess like they see the money bag or something like that. So as long as I get in the door, you know what I mean, and I can finagle my way, you know, into doing some shit. You know what I mean, like to make noise and to make money. You know what I mean? It's like
So I guess that's how you feel. You know what I mean about how bad you want to be in it. You know what I mean? So you want to go in the game and knowing that you getting a raw, a messed up deal. But like you said, at least you got your foot in the game, and then you'll deal with that. You know what I mean? Like I said, we had an offer back in the day. We didn't take it because the brother that Chris Starchild was with us, his older brother read the contract and felt that it wasn't right for us. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a chance we could have got in the door back then. You know what I mean? But how long would it last? Or where would it have took us? Maybe it could have took us further, or maybe we just could have been another statistic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because as I look at it, the other people that was on that label, they didn't go no further from what I can see. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So you don't know, but sometimes you can finagle your way to get to something else. You know what I mean? But it's how you feel. Like yo, I ain't trying to get taken at all. So I wait it out. I'm gonna be patient. You know, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. You know what I mean? Or you can, like you say, it depends on the person, man.
Big only signed a 2-album deal with Diddy. It was only a 2-album deal. Life and Death and Ready to Die. You know, unfortunately, he lost his life, but he was out. He was on his way out the door. He just wanted to get in to get his thing started because he was going to, recruit new Junior Mafia and Kim and them. He was going to recruit and do his own thing. But that was only a 2-album deal. That was it. After that, he was out the door. So it's not, you're not going to live there forever. You do what you do. You do what you do, and then move on. That's why you watch a lot of artists. They get into a whole bunch of other things because they know that record deal, and especially now with pandemic, man, they'd be out on the street out there sweeping up the sidewalks. Yo, I'm gonna sweep up your sidewalk. Can you buy my record? Bruh, it ain't. You got the point though. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do because hey. Record company done shut the lights off. They done got themselves caught in a bubble. Right. So you still got to have, do what you got to do. Yeah.
That's independent route is tough too. It's a real, it's a tough.
It's like a tug of war, man, because you hear a whole bunch of different scenarios with different artists on how they got either gypped or how they got played or they probably played themselves. You know what I mean? So. Right. I hear a lot of back and forth.
Yeah. You're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear it.
People look at Jay-Z and it's like, you got all this money. Like, I mean, what are you gonna rap about because of like the businesses like that he has? You know what I mean? As far as like the clothing lines and the alcohol. You know what I mean? Things like that. Got his own strain of cannabis. I recently, so
wow.
Yeah. I mean, I saw it on Google, so I don't know how true it is.
But that's the big thing now. I mean, everybody is like really putting their money into weed.
They're gonna start doing.
So they look at an artist and be like, you got all these businesses, you're already getting money. You know what I mean? So what can you possibly rap about? You know what I mean? And I think, honestly, like I think they're looking at an age thing because Jay-Z's getting older. I think he can still put out some music. Right. You know what I mean? Just because he's not selling drugs and he's not he ain't in the projects no more. Like he can still have a lot to say. And honestly, this album can actually help. Like
that's true.
You know, me be on the helping part of like, you know what I mean? Like you know,
someone else.
And Jay-Z's at a point in his record in his rap career where he don't gotta put out an album every so many months or so many weeks. He can have a hiatus for 2-3 years.
That's
and
true.
Bam.
That's true.
Out of retirement, back in retirement.
That's what makes it better though.
Look at he can still get the #1 producers.
Sure
to
Sure
produce
can.
Tracks for him.
Sure can.
You know what I mean? He can just come at it at a different level.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Come at it, like you said, from a different perspective because now he's not like you said struggling. You know what I mean? So but he can say, well, look. This is what you can get.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You put your hard work into it. You can live like this or whatever.
That's right.
He can come with a whole different.
I think so too. Like the struggle gone, but like the pen is still there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You never lose. You never lose that creativity.
Perfect example. 50 Cent. Look at 50.
Yeah.
I mean, I just heard his last cut.
50's a genius.
Man, he's incredible. And I can, you know, from what he's come from, and he took his moment off to do other things, the water, the TV. I mean, now he got his hands in everything.
Yeah.
But his pen,
Yeah.
if you let I think the last cut was The Life in the Game, his last cut that he put out. And he got this young boy on there as well. But I mean, if you listen to his pen, it's still there.
Yeah.
You know, you can't take it from him.
Yeah.
He can take time off and say, "Yo, I'm gonna fall back for a minute. Let y'all do what y'all do."
Right.
But when you see him come back, he comes back. It's like he never left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta respect that. A lot of cats can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll say that again.
They can. You know, you only have a handful. You know, a
If
bust,
that.
if that. A
Because
bust,
you got some producers that should just be producing.
just should be producing.
Like P.
That's-
Diddy.
There you go.
Yeah,
You know,
honestly, you
right.
want to be honest.
You know, so
All in the video.
dancing. Yeah. Come to death, bro. Yeah.
Just saying.
You know, that's true. There's some that, and then you know, there's some that don't want to be on the camera. You know, you had your P Rocks, you had your Swiss Beats, and you know he had his
Yeah,
moment.
man.
You know,
Wow,
he
man.
did.
It's still one of my
Definitely did. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We had this conversation on the podcast. It was about people was listening to their top fives, and it's like, okay, yo,
This might take a minute.
yo, Jeff, you good over there, bro?
Oh,
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Yo, how much time we got, Jeff?
Nah. I'm just say
No,
this.
you can come with it. Go ahead.
Nah,
I
I'ma
got
just-
mine.
I'm gonna just say this. Like we were talking about people naming their top 5 rappers, and the question was like, can somebody really be considered a top rapper if they don't write their own shit? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you spitting bars, it sound good. You got the voice for it. It sound good over the mic, through the speakers and all of that. Oh, he killing it.
Right.
This ain't even you.
Right.
It ain't your mind. It's not your
Right,
brain.
right,
You're not. It's
right,
not your creativity.
Right.
So like, can he really be like top anything?
Right.
You feel me?
Right. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
Or it's
on
just
that.
like, all right, we give him an A for performance. You know what I mean?
Just give him a,
Yeah, then you
give him
gotta
a
break
star.
it down. I think you got to break it down
Yeah.
different ways.
Go ahead.
Because it's hard to really say your top 5 because then you got so many different ways of breaking it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I
Thank
just talk-
you.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
talk
Because
shit about
you
this
got your
shit.
top 5 story rappers.
Yeah, then it's
You
like
got your top 5 lyricists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we
Your
go.
top 5, like you said, performers. You know,
Right.
cats, you know, live performance or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to break it down to just, and then you know it depends. Like we from way back then, so you know our 5 might be a little different because we actually seen the Modis and the Melly Mel's and all them cats perform live, and you know what I mean. So he's like, oh wow, Spoony G had me like this one day,
Absolutely.
like yo, like 20, like seemed like he was doing
Straight
like a
rap for an hour. Never took-
non-stop,
and that
get a little water,
non-stop.
kept
and
going.
kept on going.
I'm like,
kept on going.
wow, man, made me step my game up, man. So made me
Yes, sir.
think twice about even being in the game.
Yes,
Cats are
sir.
so nice,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
sir.
So yeah, so it's kind of hard to say, you know what I mean? It's a lot of cats that I admire and I like, but you got to break it down so many different ways. You know what I mean? To say like,
But you know, on every list, they're going to put Pac and Big. Every list you see, somebody going to say Pac and Big. Unless,
Well, us, no. I mean, me, Jeff, and Ryan. I mean, I can say I can speak for all of us, right?
Come on.
If I-
Yeah. Come on.
That'll probably be the first 2.
See?
okay,
See what I mean?
okay.
You know?
With us, you
See,
know what I
with
mean?
us-
Okay.
With us, now I don't know about Rev, but I'll say this, and I've said this to anybody. You pick any, I'll give you 5. You said top 5, right? Any 5 you pick, and you can even throw Eminem in there if you want. That's up to you. You take any 5, and you give me. Wait a minute, no, you don't have to.
I know.
This is you
Shit,
take any
shit,
5
Eminem,
you
do you
want.
mean Method Man?
You say nah, he's another one. But you say any 5, right? Any 5 on the mic, cypher, whatever, and you give me Mel, Mo D, KRS, Kane, and Rakim. I'll take any 5 today, yesterday. My Cavs was be off the bench, six.
Okay.
Six off the bench. He's 6 off the bench,
That's
and
a strong
he's
five.
dangerous to this day.
Yeah.
To this day.
That's a strong five you got there.
Okay.
I
Now-
don't think that 5 would touch my 5.
Go ahead.
Because I got Kane,
Go ahead.
Rakim,
Go ahead.
Mo D.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to name the same people you name.
See, let him go. Yo, that's what I've told
But
anybody.
I knew it was BS
I know.
though.
You know, I said,
Everybody was like, okay, okay,
go ahead. I said you come on with any 5. And like he said, Cavs will be that 6 man off the bench. I mean,
It's hard.
Method is W. He would probably be 7, but my 5 that will get on the mic and eat you alive. You got parties. And, yeah, okay, cool. If you want party, I'll give you Doug Fresh and Slick Rick. You want the party? There you
I
go.
agree.
You know?
I agree.
He can entertain.
I
the
love
crowd.
They can nobody entertains harder than Dougie.
Right.
Dougie
Yeah.
will tear a place up.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dougie tears
Still
places
to this day,
to
he
this
does it.
day.
Right.
I watched the Facebook memory of when the new edition movie documentary
Right.
was out on BET.
Right.
And Dougie Fresh was on a like a Facebook on their Facebook Live
Okay.
on New Edition's Facebook Live
Right.
because they was launching their new album that came out with the movie.
Okay.
Yo, when he got on the floor, man, from the start to the finish, he killed it.
Yeah.
He started doing the Dougie, everything.
Right.
I still can't do the Dougie,
Right,
but
And
he was killing it.
I'm
man.
gonna tell you something. And Red will tell you. He came to us.
Word.
Yeah. And at one time we was doing before we did the long years before we did the Uptown Downtown, we was doing something at 2nd Street Park.
That's right.
And this was like I think it was like 84.
84.
I think we think started 84.
85.
So 84, the first year we did it, my cousin and crew from Jersey City came, Sweet Slick and Sly. So it was us, Sweet Slick and Sly, and when they came with Dougie Fresh.
And they bought Dougie.
And man, he ripped it.
He
man.
ripped it.
At that
He
time,
ripped
he just
it.
had I think one single out.
That's
Had one
right.
song
And he
out.
ripped it.
Wow.
Now
Yeah.
there was a
2nd
time.
Street Park, Dougie Fresh.
That's right. He
That's
went-
crazy.
Now
That was
he
poppin'.
was on.
Yeah.
He was on. He was on the card at the rink. He was on the card at the rink, and it was him and Slick Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was a time when Slick Rick was robbed, and he was charged with attempted murder, and because he was trying to, guys was trying to rob him, and he shot him. So he's on his way, and they pick him up. So they waiting. I mean, I'm talking about the rink is packed, wall to wall, wall to wall. Dougie comes out. Unfortunately, Slick Rick isn't here. He had an incident. They thought this crowd was going to lose their mind. This is around the time of the show in Lottie Dottie. What does Dougie do? But wait a minute. What does Doug do? Doug said, okay, I'll tell you what. He did the show. Then he turns around and he says, we going to do Lottie Dottie. I'm going to do the beatbox. You do the words. He's telling the crowd. He started it off, and from the start to the finish of the song, he did the beatbox to the whole song. The crowd did the rest of the song.
The whole song.
The whole rink did the rest of the song. And it was crazy. I mean, it was a fire hazard. Police outside, everything. But we didn't think that he was going to pack it in like that. That
Right.
place was packed. And he tore that place down. He tore it down. He really did.
Well, that's a true performer.
There he is.
Yeah,
he
man.
is. He is.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
That's right.
Yeah.
Salute to Dougie.
We seen
Yeah.
him. We seen him at the Latin Quarter when he was right. We saw he and Biz went at it. I mean, him and Biz. He called Biz.
Beatboxing?
Yes, he called Bismarck out.
That's about I would love to see, man.
Yo,
I mean,
it
I
was- it
probably
was-
will never see it now,
Yeah,
but
It was
yeah.
crazy. It was really crazy. That's when he beatboxed with a harmonica in his mouth.
what?
Yeah, Doug was always doing something.
Doug was crazy.
Always,
That's straight
he
talent,
Always
yo.
trying to
Beatbox with
do
a harmonica in
something
his mouth.
more creative, man.
Yes, he
always
is.
trying to come up with
Always
something different.
is.
You know what I
Always
mean?
is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got.
Speaking of creativity, Biz Marquee, what's the song? You got it, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it might be, you might laugh at, but you
Yeah.
actually sat there. He was telling you a story about a girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
I play that now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
I say,
yeah.
yo,
Yeah, I was getting ready to say I bump that till to this day, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that-
your
and that-
Biz
yep.
was-
And that beat he
was
used-
always doing something.
That was one of our old breaks.
Yeah, one of the break
Oh,
beats.
okay.
Yeah.
The old
yeah.
break, all he did was
And
just
actually, that was the name of the
that
song.
was that. Yeah, no, it was called "Get Out My Life Woman."
Yeah, but that part was in the song.
Get Out My Life Woman.
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
It was by a guy named Lee Dorsey,
Yeah.
and it was called
that's
"Get
a-
Out My Life
that's
Woman."
a hell of a
And the
title.
first break, he just took the whole beat and just boom,
Yeah.
that, the boom, boom, that, and they just repeated it.
Okay.
That was it. That was
Yeah,
nothing.
we had the opportunity to share the stage with Big.
Biz
Wild.
loved him. Jack, please. He could see Rev coming a mile away.
Yeah,
Rev!
man. I mean, that was a good thing that doing.
He loved Rev.
In Patterson, we opened up for y'all probably won't remember these guys. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Houdini.
Well, I know Houdini.
Yeah.
yeah. Rockmaster Scott.
They had a song out called
Request line.
Quest Line, and
Oh yeah. I know the song, but I don't.
we,
Yeah.
we opened up for them.
Okay.
But we really killed them.
Yeah, we did.
The crowd really.
And we didn't even have a record.
We had no record.
We
out,
had no
but
record. We
Yo,
had
the
no
crowd
record.
showed
Yep.
us a lot of love.
Yes.
Man, you know what I mean? They was the headliners.
Yeah.
We should have got the big bill.
Yeah. And the Force MCs were in the building as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Stevie
Oh,
D and Merc.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
we
was
were
around
very-
a bunch of legends, man.
We were very
Yeah.
close with them.
Yeah.
Very close with them.
And then once I back was 2003, I started my own independent label and production company, and I put out two albums. It's like jazz and R&B,
Right.
and so we had the opportunity to open up. The band was called Full Blast. Well, it's still Full Blast. We put out something just a couple years ago. And we had the opportunity to open up with some heavyweights on R&B label, R&B tip, like Force MDs, Melissa Morgan, Melissa Morgan, Mickey Howard,
Montel Jordan.
And some other ones like Blue Magic and something like that. But that's cool, man, to do something.
Wait, Nikki, you said Mickey Howard or
Mickey Howard.
did she have that song called "Freak in the Morning"?
No.
No, that's what's the name?
Oh,
Adina Howard.
Oh, my
Look
bad.
at you.
He crying again. There he go crying again.
My bad. Look where your
I see that song meant a lot to you.
Okay, yeah, bro. He
Look where
started
his-
crying,
where his
man.
mind is.
Yeah.
man.
But that's a good thing, man. Like whether we DJing, LC doing this thing every week. I'm in the studio and DJing when I can. When you do something, man, and I'm saying you bring smiles. You know what I mean? You're getting smiles. People is liking what you're doing, man. There's no feeling like that, man.
That's not at
You
all.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
what y'all doing right here, you coaching or whatever. Case
That's
may
right.
be. It's nothing like that, man, to do something, man.
That's
and
true.
People appreciate what you're doing.
That's true.
Or you being creative, man, and people respecting
That's
what you're
true.
doing, man. That's the best feeling in the world.
Best
so,
feeling in the world,
you know what I
man.
mean?
They tell-
it ain't about the money.
That's
You know what I mean?
just right
Nah,
enough for that.
I mean,
It's not.
It's just the passion and the love that you got
That's
for
right.
what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People ask me about
Yeah.
cash apps and things. I talked to my wife. She
Yeah, I've been
said,
seeing that on Facebook.
Nah, I don't. Technically, I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm begging. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I feel funny.
Mm.
Okay, if I'm in a club and I'm playing, then okay, it's a business thing.
Yeah.
I play, you pay me. I get it. But now we're online, and why am I asking you for money for doing something that I love? Okay? I get a feeling that I can't explain to either one of you when I'm playing. I'm at home, and I see somebody come on there and say, I like what you do. I like what you playing. They don't play this on the radio.
That's my joint.
That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will support you no matter. I had a person tell me, no matter where you go, I will support you.
Mm-hmm.
That's worth more than $1, $5, $10. What? What am I gonna buy with that? Come on. I'm not gonna get rich. I love what I do. We love what we did. And if you dismissed it, you dismissed what we did and what we added to this culture. No, I have a problem with that. Okay, we took a shovel and laid foundation. Okay, somebody had to lead. Somebody had to start this. What you seeing right now, either the kids, the '80s, the '80s, '90s, 2000s. Somebody had to start it. It had to start someplace.
Right.
We did. We took the shovel from our end. We took the shovel and laid the foundation.
I mean, big up to the cats that came before us. 'Cause
Absolutely.
Even though
Oh, yes.
it was probably different, like in the early, the early '70s. It might have been more disco or whatever,
Yeah.
club music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but when funk with the Parliament Funkadelic thing,
Right.
but when that hip hop thing came out, it might have been a couple cruisers doing it, but we really. I feel like we was really trying to keep it authentic, man. We was really trying to,
Absolutely.
keeping hip hop, real. You know what I mean? That was our thing. We was just having fun.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But the love for it, man, just made us, drive and keep doing it, man.
It's worse
You know
than
what
a
I mean?
junkie with a habit. Trust me. I'm dead serious. I say this all the time. It's worse than a junkie with a habit, yo. Because when you get it in you, it just does something to you. You don't want to leave it alone.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Bruh, going to the stores, you remember going to the stores and getting on your knees, going through the records,
Crates, you know that?
was trying to find a break or trying to find something, bro. People don't know, man. Like,
We didn't talk about it, man. Me, him, and a couple other cats. I mean, we talking about, you know what it is, going into a subway station and walking into a room, walking into a place that had nothing bigger than your bedroom. Your bedroom was bigger than the room that we went into looking for those records. Wow. And I'm saying that to anybody listening, this is what we had to do. Today, okay, you got internet, you got YouTube, you got all this other kind of stuff. Right?
Technology, yeah.
No, we had to put our shoes on, put our coats on, whatever, get our little chains together, maybe jump the turnstile, get on the bus and jump out the back door, because there was a side door in New York. Yeah, that side door. If you had the money, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. But we would go down to this train station, and it was a little cubbyhole that could only hold 3 people. 3 people. Damn. Shout out to Downstairs Records. Okay? Oh, and we would go in there. And you went in, like we said before, we would go in there, look on the wall, and we didn't have enough and whatnot. If we wanted 7 minutes of funk, or if we wanted Take Me to the Mardi Gras by Bob James, we look up there, it was $15 an album.
And you had to get 2.
And you had to get 2. You had to have 2.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you had that record and you knew somebody didn't have that record, you was going to give up that picture. You might not have 8. You might have had to have crackers and cheese or something like that. Some salmon or something. But you was going to get that record. Okay? You were going to get that record. Or getting on the train and riding all the way up to 200 and 7th Street?
Yeah,
Shout out to Brad's Record Den. Brad's Record Den. We thought we were in paradise. I'm telling you, I'm looking at you. Paradise.
It was funny, the cat that owned the store was a Jamaican dude, man. And he would pay you all the breaks.
All of them.
So you got like, oh yeah, I want that one too. I want that one too. You have a stack like this.
Sure did.
And he'll give you the price. He said, look, man, if you come here, man, you got to bring your money. I got all the beats you want, but you got to bring your money.
Yes, sir. You got to bring your money. He'll get you what you want, but you better have the money.
Yeah.
You better have it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We've gone to record
the break might be
conventions.
that big, man,
That's
on the
right.
record, man.
That
like,
big.
For a few seconds,
Yeah.
but it had that different kind
That's
of
right.
beat than the next cat had, so you wanted it.
Yeah.
So
And
you were sacrificed.
Yeah,
And you had to get
that's
to
right. And shout out to Kerry Kev, because a lot of DJs couldn't catch those breaks. Those breaks may be about 2 seconds and a half. Count that. If you ain't got nothing to do, trust me.
And the same with the equipment.
Same,
Like, if you had Technique turntables, when we first started, we had BSRs,
BS,
some old
SL1,
whatever. You know what I mean?
that
But
we
you-
all
but
had to
you
throw our
knew
money in to buy.
That's what Flash and all of the top cats had the techniques.
That's right.
So you were scrambling, bro, to get that money up to get that, because you wanted to be able to spin the records back and do like
what
the big cats
the
was
big
doing.
cats was doing. We wanted that. We had it. We had it one time. We were the only crew that set up 4 turntables. We set up 4.
So 4 DJs.
There was
2
DJs,
running. Yeah.
4 turntables. Kev would have his, and Chris would have his. May he rest in peace. Chris would have his. And he would play that one record, Rev. No. We would be out in the crowd, mingling, messing with the women, doing whatever we were doing. But when we heard this one record, Glide by Pleasure, when that record came on, all the MCs had to come together. He didn't have to call us. That was the unique thing about it. With us,
That was time to get on the
it was
mic.
time to get on. He would play that record no matter whatever else he played. When we heard Glide, it was time for us to come together.
Yeah. Check that song out, man. If you ain't never heard it before.
I'm gonna check it out.
The bass line on that joint is
Yes, it's crazy. But that was our signal. That was nothing else.
What's the name of the song?
Glide.
Glide
Glide by pleasure. When that breakdown came and that bass line hit, we'd better be standing there. He never had to call us. We knew. And there was about 5 of us. At the time, it was about 5 or 6 of us. Two girls and 4 guys. That's when we didn't say yes. We had about 15 people in our crew starting out. We had a football team.
But you always had also you got your crew, the people that's going to be the DJs, the rappers, the brothers that's helping out, bringing the equipment in. Yeah. Might be somebody who passing out the flyers for you, you know, for the parties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you had some cats that just, you know, that was just gonna be there to make sure nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah,
Security,
exactly.
definitely.
You know what I mean?
Rev called him the knockout squad.
Knockout squad. So
That was him.
You know.
He put that team together. You know.
Make sure everything was
That's
his.
right. He said, "Yo,
You know what I mean?
this is the knockout squad." And to this day, a couple of guys will be like, "Yo, we the knockout squad. Nothing better go down. My boys ain't nothing better go down." You know.
What's their record?
What's their record?
Knockout Squad.
Oh. That's it. Knockout.
That's
He
it.
need no record. He need no record.
That was
That
it.
was it.
That was it. Knockout.
Unanimous.
That's it. And they wasn't about no talking. They didn't talk. You know.
That's how it's supposed to be.
No, that's it. Especially Derek. He didn't talk much, but he hit you. He didn't care. Definitely.
Got you.
Oh,
That's how it's definitely supposed to be.
Yeah, we love it, man.
Jeff, you got anything, man? You got any questions?
Come on, Jeff.
I ain't got a mic, so to repeat this. DJing now to DJing back then.
Ooh.
Wow. DJing now to
Go
DJing
ahead,
back
bud.
then.
You take a piece of this.
You like it now, or you would rather go back digging? You think you had the crates, the vinyl?
Oh man, and
Anybody a DJ?
Oh yeah.
You buy it, play,
Yes.
turn around.
Thank you
Yo,
for saying
you
that.
You just said it.
Woo, thank you
You
for
just
saying
said
that.
it.
Oh man,
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna be perfectly honest with you. I love and I miss the vinyl, but I do not miss carrying the crazy records.
Especially not him.
Oh man, cause we used to bring a lot when we came into the spot.
Red brought everything but the kitchen sink. I mean, you know what it's like
Yeah.
seeing somebody playing and you got 8 to 10 crates of albums behind you.
Yeah. So I mean, because I always like shock value. Like, you know what I mean? Like you playing something and the people going crazy, but you throw something else on, like, oh, like it might be something from way back or whatever, something you just ain't expect to come on. So I always like that type of thing, man. Just hitting them with something else. You know what I mean? Back then, man, with the turntables, bro, you had to really have skills. You had to really know how to, blend the records, or whatever. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing to help you, put it that way. You had to do it all on your own.
All on your
You know,
own.
so I mean, to cut the records up, man, you had to really take time and practice. Now they make it kind of easy for you.
Now me,
Yeah, a
Me?
lot easier.
I'm gonna sit.
I like at times when I watch LC
Mm-hmm.
DJ, sometimes I try to get a little scratch here and there.
Right.
I'm not a DJ.
Right.
Even when you and
Vern.
Vern,
Right.
Shout out to V.
especially
Yes.
at my grandmother's birthday party when y'all was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Y'all still scratching though,
Mm-hmm.
but you're blending all your music through the computer.
Right.
That's the only thing that really changes though.
right.
But it's still more respect to how you guys do it. In line, DJ Flex, if he's still on there, he does it the same way.
Right.
Because he's a scratcher too.
Right.
So he's a little younger than y'all, but
Right.
he's still with that originality of scratching.
Right.
So it's more respect to y'all than the computer guys that just touch screen here. We're gonna mix that there, and then go. And
Right,
he's
right.
dancing,
That's it.
doing
That's
two
it.
stepping.
Right.
It's different. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's
So
right.
it's still like with me like it's it's a lot different.
Right.
It's a lot different.
Like I said, I truly miss the vinyl. I miss just the smell of it. You got a
Yeah.
fresh new record, man.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
okay, because
That's
you
true.
brought it,
Yeah. You rip it open,
Yes.
man. Throw it on it, man, and just to feel your hand on it,
That's
man.
right.
It just,
For me,
yeah.
let me say this. Okay, from what era we came from? We came from vinyl, as Rev said. We
Right.
came from vinyl, so that's what we know. Okay, technology, keyword, technology. Okay, we got older, and it's kind of hard to move the crates and turntables and mixers and this amps and things like that. Speakers. Okay, when you see your own child DJing from a cell phone, think about it. Wait a minute. Think about it. My son,
I've done it.
see what I mean? When I'm looking at these young cats that come in with tablets and these controllers. Now, my controllers are regular size. Yes, I have gone to the controllers,
Yeah.
you know, because of technology and the turntable thing, and I'm getting older. You know, I
Right.
can't carry all that stuff. So I broke it down a bit. Okay, I still got to pay my speakers and things, but and so does he.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Rev and them are way bigger than me. So I have to do that. But when I look into this young cat come in, and the only thing he's got is a tablet in his pocket, and he said, okay, today, the only thing you got to have is a external hard drive and your laptop.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can walk in 3, 4, 5, 6 clubs and play like you came in with everything. But all you got is that laptop and that external.
Right.
That's
Like,
cheap. That's cheap.
Have you
Yeah.
paid? That's cheap.
Yeah.
But have you didn't pay? What dues did you pay?
Right.
What dues did you pay?
Right.
Tell
Right.
me.
Right.
There you
Right.
go.
Right.
Ev-
Not to cut you off, but you know what the surprising part is? It's like, so I started DJing for a little bit. I ain't the greatest, nowhere near the greatest, right? And it's a whole big ass difference when you use a vinyl thing, because you got to play against the motor.
That's right. That's right.
Where you guys are used to it now, and you waiting for that shit to pull.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
You hitting the plastic thing like,
That's
oh
right.
shit, and let me just adjust it.
And here's another
A lot of
word.
DJs can't do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's
Right.
another
They can't do
word.
that.
Here's another word you're going to hear a lot of DJs say, and I hate these 3 letters. BPMs.
Ah.
I hate.
Figure that out on this.
I hate those. I go in the alphabet and I erase B, P, M. I hate them because every DJ says that. I hate it.
They do.
I said, you know what? I said, let me ask you something. Can you hear what I said? Do you hear me right now? Yeah, you can hear me, right? You have ears, don't you? So when you hear that record, you mean to tell me if there was no BPMs, you couldn't put one record with another? You have no skills to do that? How can you call yourself a DJ? That's what I had to do, what Rev had to do, what Chris had to do, what Kev, going far back as you want to. We had to take that record, and there was mixers at the time that didn't have any cue points.
Right.
So you had to put
had
that record down and inch it in
Right.
and hope that that beat rolled with that beat.
And then remember we had to do the spin back where we drew the line.
Well, we drew the line.
Yeah.
Drew the line so we know
Yes, sir.
how far to spin
Yes,
back
sir.
or where to catch it at.
And we had to
You
do
know what I mean?
arrows on our records.
Yes.
Arrows.
Yes.
We had to do an arrow right where that point was to know where that song was to come in. You have no idea how easy that they
That's
have
real
now.
DJing right there,
That's
man.
real
I mean,
DJing.
for real.
Yes, it is.
A lot of these kids can't go.
No, they can't.
Nah.
They can't go to
can't
vinyl.
go to vinyl.
Like the old school dudes.
There
they
you
be
go.
Like, yo, it's a vinyl only joint.
That's
Right.
right. They won't touch
They
it.
be like, well,
They won't touch it.
they can't do it.
That's
Right,
right.
right,
I've
right.
gone to conventions with other DJs. And they see that turntable set up top. You may have the control over here. Turntable set up top. They won't go nowhere near. Cause I told a friend of mine. I said, okay, you got these controllers. You doing your thing and all that kind of stuff. Give me the controller. And you go on the turntable. See what happens. I guarantee you'll be a lost puppy. You'll be lost. You'll be lost. But Rev and I, we know. We've been there. You put a turntable in
Yeah.
front of us, ain't no difference. The same thing. It's just another day at the office. That's all it is.
Mhm.
We know that. But all you control the cats. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't knock the controller because it's comfortable now.
Mm-hmm.
It's comfortable from a heavyweight standpoint. But when it
Right.
comes to real getting it in, you want to take it from me? Take it. You want to take it from Rev? Take it. You put 2 turntables in front of us, ain't no difference. Go right down to Rev's basement and get them records and keep it moving. And keep it moving. Trust me. Let me see you go in your basement and get them. All I got to do is go in Rev's basement or V's basement, get them records out, keep it moving.
I guess it's kind of probably similar to a musician, a drummer, playing the drums, and then all of a sudden they come out with all the drum machines. So it took away that real sound, a horn player.
Yeah.
And now you got the synthesizer playing the horn instead of hearing the live horns. You know what I mean? So I guess it's kind of like that. You know, is that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just love
The originality of it.
authenticity of
Yeah.
it, man.
You can
Because,
get a keyboard and all the sounds are there. You know?
Yeah.
But just like with MCing and storytelling, that's an original art.
Yes.
DJing is an original
Art.
art.
Yeah.
Original art.
Yeah.
It's original,
definitely.
man.
Definitely is.
Definitely,
original.
man. Oh yeah.
You know, just the way it's being scratched, how it's being scratched, how it's being blended. You know what I mean? It did like you said, like you had to know when that song was coming through.
Right.
Did.
I mean, shoot.
That's
Yeah.
why I mean to cut you off.
Go
That's
ahead.
why back in the day, the DJ was the one that got most of the props.
Right.
Then the MC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You was talking about Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The DJ Chuck Chill Out. Breakout, and and then his MCs.
That's right.
The DJ, cause the DJ was the one that set everything up, man. He was playing those beats to make you get involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the MC.
Zulu had a lot. Excuse me to cut you off. Zulu had a lot of people, but everybody knew Bam,
Yeah.
Jay, and
Yeah.
Red Alert.
Red Alert.
Okay, but
Yeah, a lot of MCs.
They had a lot of MCs. I mean, Lisa Lee, the Cosmic Force MCs, Soul Sonic Force MCs, Jazzy 5. These are all part of Zulu. But they didn't talk about them. They heard, when you thought about it, Bam, Jay, and Herc. I mean, Bam, Jay, and Red Alert.
Red alert.
Herc and the Herculoids. You know?
Was that why like DJ Jazzy Jeff's name is first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say that.
Not
You
even-
could say that.
Yeah,
Not
but
even a
most
joke.
times-
say
Not
that.
even not even a
You say
joke because if you look at it, it's like Fresh Prince was like the star, but like Jeff he's just a DJ.
Right,
You know what I mean? But like I don't know. I just had to ask the question
but,
because
but the DJs was getting most of the props
Most of
in
the
the
props.
beginning. In the beginning.
And a lot of DJs will
But
tell you Jeff is the
Jeff
nicest
was an
Jeff is
incredible.
I heard about that.
ridiculous.
He's nice.
To this
He's
day.
still- yeah, he's still
is.
nice.
He
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
No,
He's still nice.
all of them.
Didn't
all
he
of
get-
them.
Yeah.
All of
Didn't he
Mel
get a-
Star,
Man.
Didn't he
Scratch.
get awards for that shit though?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Kid Capri, all of them will tell you Jeff is no joke.
And the other
Oh,
cat
man.
down there in Philly too.
Cash money.
Cash Money.
Cash money.
We was down there the second time we was in Philly, and them two was getting ready to battle. They was talking about them two
Yeah.
battling.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Jeff is nice, and this cat is
This
nice
cat
too.
is
They on the
real.
same
Cash
level.
Money
man.
is nice.
Yeah.
If you go and Google a guy, I mean,
Yeah.
go on YouTube and see what he does. Cash money is
Yeah.
nice.
I was watching Def Comedy Jam one day, and a dude on stage wanted to battle Kid Capri, but he was beatboxing his DJ skills.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I saw that.
And I'm just sitting here like,
That's
so
it.
the host came out after the shit went off, and he's like, "Yeah, thanks for not fucking him up, kid."
That's funny.
Kid took it light on it too.
Yeah,
Kid-
yeah.
Kid is nice, but Jeff, he'll tell you. He said Jeff is something to deal with.
Yeah.
Jeff is no joke.
No joke.
I listened to a lot of different scratches that he had on YouTube. 'Cause you can plug and play and listen to anything on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
So like he has a whole catalog. So I'm listening to a whole bunch of different mixes he had, different pieces of his albums that he had out.
Right.
Man, just mesmerized by it, man. You know what I mean,
Jeff is no joke.
dope.
He is endorsing the Pioneer DDJ SB3 with the scratch mechanism.
Okay.
Yeah, he endorses them. He's endorsing them. They go through him. So that unit's his baby.
That's dope. That's dope. Anybody got any questions? Everybody good?
Didn't you say you had I don't know, Mr. name Autobag. Am I getting
Oh.
The documentary.
Yeah, we was working on.
Documentary.
Yeah,
That's
we had a
autobiography.
pause. Yeah, we're working on a documentary. We had a little pause. We're gonna get back on it. It's called The Lost Underground, and it's about that era, that time, pre Sugar Hill release of Rapper's Delight.
Yeah.
So it's talking about the crews from North Jersey,
Yes.
which is Teaneck, Hackensack, Inglewood, Passaic, and Patterson. So we went and we interviewed some of the crews that was out doing it back then. And so yeah, like I said, we had and also what I did to go along with the project, I recorded all new music with different rappers, and that's why I was telling you, Booty, Brigadier, is one of the cats that's on one of the songs. And so we gonna get back on it. We had a little pause for the cause, man. You know, working on this album is now that's finished. Now we can get back to that. I got a person now that's really, I think, going to be good for me, far as the visual part of it. You
Okay.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to come out, man. Cause I think it might have been like maybe like 2 or 3 years. Maybe it's probably been like for 2 or 3 years for me from knowing that you was doing it.
Right.
But it's been in the making for you for like
Right.
forever.
Yeah.
So I just can't wait
Right.
to see that come out because
Right.
like I said in the beginning, a lot of people talk about the hip hop beginning in New York in the Bronx, which is okay. Yeah, respect to
Yes.
that.
Right.
But we were doing big things in Bergen County.
Yeah.
And that's what
yeah,
we
yeah,
want
we
them to
see
know.
That
That's
was
what
the
we
thing.
want them to
Jersey
know.
was definitely doing their thing.
Definitely.
We didn't have to go to New York. All the parties was in New York. You know, a lot of big parties was in New York,
Right.
but we didn't have to go there because it was so much that was going on right here.
Right
between-
here. Right here.
Like I said, between Inglewood
That's right.
to Patterson to Passaic, all these towns, and Jersey City also, long before some of the other places in Jersey was really, because a lot of places was really still into the club music.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that real hip hop, because I think because we were so close to Uptown, the Bronx, and Manhattan, Uptown, I think that's why it trickled over to us so easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Right on over.
places like Newark, that was more closer to downtown. The clubs downtown was more into the club thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's why I think that's why, even though people say, oh, we was doing it in Newark, yeah, he probably was, but I know a lot of it was really heavy in North Jersey.
In North Jersey.
Bergen County, Passaic County,
Right.
and like I said, Jersey City was really hip hop was really heavy from the beginning.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So later on, I heard more about crews coming out of Newark, and those other areas, But I know from the early '70s when it was hitting in New York, it was hitting over here too.
Put something on your
And
mind.
that's another thing that a lot of people don't know too, that hip hop didn't really start in the early 80s or 84, 85.
That's what
Right.
I'm.
It started in the early 70s.
No,
Everybody get the they get the wrong,
Right.
idea about how hip hop started
Right,
and how it
right.
originated.
Right.
So and that's one of the other reasons why I had to have you guys on. We
Right.
had to have you guys on here
Right.
to
But really,
make
hip hop
that
started
known.
earlier than that. But people don't realize it. Now, if you want to say real quick, you want to say the first rap record. A lot of people said it was Rappers Delight. No, sorry. Some people say King Tim III. No, I'm sorry. Was not. The first real rap record, honestly, and you can check it out, do your homework. The real first rap record was called Here Comes the Judge by Pigmeat Martin.
Pigmeat Martin. He was a
Pigmeat
comedian.
Martin. He was a comedian. Okay? Do your homework, check it out. Any DJ will
sounds
tell you.
familiar.
Yep. Play it back. You listen to it.
Yeah. Now, if you listen to the song, it was a funny song, and but his rhythm over the beat, it was just like rapping.
Just like
you know what I
rapping.
mean? Even
Just
though
like rapping.
that was late '60s.
Say late 60s.
Yeah, late '60s when he did that.
Yep.
And there's other stuff, there's other songs too where the
Yes.
rhythm of way they was doing it.
The way they
They
was
Well,
was
I mean,
speaking
if you
like
think
similar
about
to
it, I mean, like the African beats, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and hence the rap group, Bombada.
African, yeah, African.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, rhythmatics from like African beats
Right.
or Caribbean beats
Right.
that's what kind of really makes the whole hip hop.
That's what it
Right.
does. That's
Know
what
what
he
I mean?
said. Yes.
Right.
That's
Right.
what it does.
Right.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
But we really appreciate you guys coming on, man.
Wow.
Definitely, man.
Thank you for
A lot of
having us,
knowledge,
man.
man.
I'm
Yo,
getting a little bit.
Schooled me to a lot, man.
Yeah,
I'm being
yeah.
honest.
Well, I hope it's been helpful.
Yeah.
It
I hope
has been.
so.
I like
you know.
to I like to sit back and listen. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I mean, we could do
Right.
this for
You know what I
another
mean?
2-3 hours, but Jeff, like, you know,
no, we got it.
Jeff's gonna cut the lights
yo,
out.
Yo,
What
we
Jeff's
got-
face look like when you said 2 to 3 hours?
yeah. We got stories, you know, but
We
we
always do a part 2, man. That's never a problem.
Oh, yeah.
we appreciate it. We really do.
definitely gotta
You know.
have you guys come back on and do like a part 2
Yo,
album
definitely,
and all that.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
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 Just a quick shout out to DJ Flex, man.
Okay.
His website for any of his music, SoundCloud.
Yeah.
He also has apparel. It's mixcloud.com/DJ Flexman.
Yeah.
He also has excuse me, I got my glasses on. I got a little eye situation.
Jeff a fool, man.
musicbydjflex.com. So check him out. You know, if you know, but if you don't know, check him out because he's also doing a lot with the apparel game and also with the music thing. And also, if you need caterings, or well, not caterings, but if you need like a DJ for weddings or whatever special occasions, check him out. Also, hit up my uncle DJ Rev, or hit up my other uncle DJ LC Mello or Mello LC. I said his name backwards.
Got it. It's all good. It's all good.
Hit them up for any occasions, man. Shoot, I'm pretty sure y'all do weddings and stuff like that.
Yes,
so
yes, we
you know-
do. Yes.
throw your contact.
Oh man. Well,
Throw your contact up in there.
Facebook, Milton Jones. Instagram, DJ Revy Rev. Also got a page on Facebook, DJ Revy Rev and Don Gino for the project I'm doing.
You got YouTube too, right?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah, YouTube.
I do. I do
DJ
that
Rev,
too.
yeah.
What about you, Mello?
Well, they can reach me as, DJ Mello LC. Y'all know how I do it. It's Facebook Live. You can reach me www.mixcloud.lcpartytimeent.com for the Mixcloud. You check me out. I'm on Friday night Soul Cafe, Saturday night Blast, and the Sunday afternoon Cool Out. I play a lot of slow stuff. Y'all make sure y'all check me out. Giving y'all that music you don't hear on the radio. I would appreciate it.
All right, so we thank you guys that tuned in. We didn't get a lot of feedback and comments, but it's all good. I mean, got a lot of knowledge up here this afternoon. You know what I mean? By two living legends in Hackensack. But once again, we thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what you saw, tune back in next Saturday because we're here every Saturday at 12 noon. Sometimes we're late, but bear with us. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Definitely keep you updated with the documentary too. I don't want to forget that.
Yeah.
Definitely keep you up with that. Also, another shout out to George from BSO Wings. He's officially back open. He's been back open for about a week now. If anybody didn't know, he has some different attributes to the menu. So go check him out today. All right. And once again, we're living in a pandemic world right now. So, as always, we want you guys to stay safe, protect yourself both ways.
Wash your ass.
Every day. All right? Yeah, we stupid. But seriously, now we want you guys to be safe. Wear your mask, man. Don't be stupid out here. All right? So, this is the R&G Podcast. I'm Gerald.
I'm Ron.
And we out. Jeff said, thank God.
Woke up this morning feeling magnificent, strong, black and powerful, ready to represent for my peoples all day, every day. Check the resume. I live these words, it's not just wordplay. Time to lift and uplift with power and strength. So without hesitation, I'm shooting my gift. I do this for the love and not for the fame. By keeping it real, staying true to the game. That's why I'm always brainstorming, always in hustle mode, always on top of my game, throwing these lyrical body blows. Back in the day, I used to write battle rhymes all the time. Now the only thing I'm battling is this messed up system that's trying to stop my people from listening to the realness. Afraid they might feel this and take off them skinny jeans, put back on the red, black, and green, and elevate themselves to be kings and queens, the natural being, and live out their purpose to the fullest extreme. This ain't hate music, it's love supreme. manifest the movement by any means.
For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love, for the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love.
Still come hard on these beats, cause it's hard on these streets. But if I can't rock these beats, I don't wanna rock at all. If I can't elevate my people, then I take a fall. See, I ain't trying to waste your time and I ain't trying to waste mine. So every time I spit, lyrically divine. Just wanna use what the Most High gave me to keep my people out that mental slavery. I recognize the system ain't designed for us, so naturally they wanna see us self-destruct. But we rising above, changing our whole perspective. Even the peace and love movement has been resurrected. But we ain't just talking just to be talking, we show and prove through our daily moves. Taking our stand for the righteous and true. So for the young nation, elevation. An elevation without hesitation. Peace and blessings for every situation. The world is yours with hard work and dedication. This ain't hate music, it's love supreme. And we manifest the movement by any means.
For the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the love, for the love, yes I do it for the love. Everything that I do, yes I do it for the love. For the
Do it for the love and the passion and not just the fashion. Now watch the positive flow become a chain reaction. No tricks up the sleeve, no hocus pocus. All I see and just keep the sight focused. Skin is black, but there's no handicap. Still walking the path of the right and exact. Living what I'm speaking is truth that I'm seeking. Suckers creeping and sleeping, but I keep reaching for success. Elevating to my best. Shoot the gift because I'm blessed with this. I say I'm black and I'm proud, you call me prejudiced. I walk